Bang! Round one. Fight!
That's what she said.
Hello, 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 everyone. This is not a normal stream for me. This is not a normal time for me to stream. Yeah. Thank you so much, so much, so much. Let me read what you said again. Kefvid. No, it's a 0.001% chance, but if Yago makes a phone call right now and the answer is yes, the Hololive community will go nuclear. Yeah, they will go nuclear if he decides to go back. Very much true. But who knows? Who knows? Right now, they're just probably going to be taking a step back and doing their thing. Of course, they will more than likely just be taking a bit of a step back. So this is not going to be a super long stream. It's not really going to be super duper duper long, but we are going to try to get through everything that we have here today. So, of course, it is a crazy thing to see. To see that things have, well, evolved, devolve, whatever you want to say, to this point. It is unfortunate that it had to get to this point. Because if they just had paid the money that they were supposed to pay, then I think everything would have been fine. If they never would have crossed mouse, if they never would have changed things, well, the way that they were acted, like an actual proper organization, then yeah, this wouldn't have happened. Every VShojo EN member has removed the VShojo title from their name on Twitter. Some others might take longer to come out of statements, but I'm willing to bet money they're all leaving. All the big ones have been leaving. Like, all the big ones have been leaving. And that's the ones that I'm going to cover right now. Yeah, quite literally, every single big one has been leaving. And that is, of course, the toughy situation that you have going on there, because it is well, what the hell's going on with my eyes? It is an interesting thing here to see. But like I mentioned yesterday, it can be likely that things will not go well for the company itself. We will cover what we can. I don't think it's going to be as long as yesterday's, but we do have a lot of information out there. Because I'm also, I also need to put out a video and all that kind of crazy stuff. So, it might be long. We'll see. But we will go through and do what we did yesterday, which was have a bit of a decompression as well. We will, of course, try to have a decompression going on afterwards, because it is a crazy situation overall. So some of you guys may have not seen yesterday's video, but
all right, chat, who's
well,
ready?
that's not the one I'm trying to freaking take a look at. Ironmouse did leave VShojo. It was a sad situation for everybody, of course. And other people were, removing things from their VShojo, from their name, and doing that kind of movement, that kind of stuff. And it just sucks. It sucks to see that something like that had to happen, that something like that did happen, that something like that was basically was done, was forced upon her, pretty much. So yeah, that does suck. It does suck to see. It does suck to for the community, for everybody else. But yeah, you're right, Eva. Everyone could already keep their IP with the VShojo contract. That's what's screwing them over. The part that everyone saw as the best part of them being able to keep everything has become the worst part right there. And it says you can probably pinpoint the parts of the corporal streams where the corporal says shill and beg donos for here. Yeah, just letting you guys know, I will be at least attempting to shut down to at least pause most of the redeems. So, while I'm doing this, because they can be kind of jarring in these situations. Because since this is a more serious stream, it can be a little jarring to have the sound alerts. So I will be, if you do play a sound alert, it probably won't be heard because it's probably going to be muted. So just letting you know on the Twitch side, of that's what's going to be happening. So because this is a different stream, I'm not going to be doing my afternoon stream today because, well, it's one stream a day today usually, but since this is a special situation, I did decide to do my stream today. So I will, of course, continue to do what I can to make sure that you guys are very well informed, of course. And I do hope that you guys continue to be here because I do really, really, really appreciate you guys being here. But let's get into the brass tacks of the whole thing, so to speak. Let's just get into the brass tacks of my face being all weird. But here we go. So just a recap for those who don't remember yesterday. Yesterday, we had a situation where Ironmouse came out, let everybody know in this video right here. She let everybody know VShojo screwed her over out of a lot of money. Herself didn't, like, they screwed her out of money, but worst of all, they screwed around and screwed this foundation, the Immune Deficiency Foundation, of the money that they were owed. They have screwed themselves over, of course, but by doing this, they really messed up because this is something beyond what most people would imagine would be normal, good, what have you. Every talent is pretty much gone from VShojo Twitter affiliate. Every single talent from VShojo, every single one of them is leaving in one way, shape, or form. This is, of course, our Tiltify link. Let me just show you over here, VShojo Wiki. The VShojo VTuber Wiki. As well, you can see, you know, their whole growth period, everything like that, blah, 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 blah. These are the talents. A lot of them have been retired now. As you can see here, Hime Hajime is also considered retired from the company. Project Melody as something that I'm going to cover. Vebe, of course, happened a long time ago. Kesan and Nazana are also kind of gone. Giga, Kuro has pretty much decided the same thing. Michi decided the same thing. So they're all pretty much the only ones that Amalee as well. The only ones that are kind of still okay is the girls from VShojo Nova. I'm going to go over everything that I possibly can, but first I'm going to go over the people who have left. And just, you know, what I'm showing here is that 90% of what VShojo stole from the foundation has been gotten back, pretty much. Like 90% of it. So we are going to be taking a look at Amalee here. She has decided to leave VShojo. I'm going to go over everything here. Wasabi Clips and everything like that also has decided some stuff. JP CEO said it's quite iffy if VShojo will be able to continue. Oh, it's nearly impossible. At this point, it's nearly impossible for VShojo to continue at this point. Here we go. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to take a look here and get a full look at how everything is. RT will be back for a different fake avatar in a month or two later. It always happens. It's all because of the contracts. Maybe, I mean, VShojo might try to redo their stuff. It's really hard to tell. Ironmouse is a good alternative for ambient. Well, Ironmouse is a nice relaxing one, yeah. Just needs to make the going out of business statement already. Was a sham from the very beginning. They really had a weird and bad whole schedule thing. Go ahead, let's see.
Meladaichi 1992 has become a member. I think it's safe to say Shoujo is over for good.
I think it's very safe to say something like that. I think, like I said that yesterday, VShojo is over at this point. Sending money from a charity is the lowest thing anyone could do. Yes, exactly. Trying to process all of this sounds like a lot of went into the case of embezzlement. It's weird embezzlement for them to do. Thank you so very much, Melody, for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. And for continuing to be a member for 4 months, actually. Really, really, really appreciate that. Of course, I know you're covering just VShojo. Have you covered Nimi Nightmare? That's going to be something probably I'm going to be able to do in, because I do 2 videos. I'm probably going to be able to do that video at some point later today. Tectone warned this would lead to a domino effect. Here we are. Absolutely. It is something that does happen. So right now we're gonna go over this, and then I'll see you guys on the other side. And that is the thing. Yeah, this was already mismanagement was already happening before. It didn't suddenly happen. Mismanagement was something that was happening already. So let's continue on here and see what's going on. So here we go. I did not expect all of this to happen, but Amalee is leaving. It was kind of, well, I didn't expect, it's not that I didn't expect it to happen. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. Usually people have time to, think of the contracts and try to get out of the contracts. The dominoes have started to fall. Amalee is one of the ones that has mentioned that she is going to be leaving VShojo. Amalee is here, Lian Lee. She is one of the most recent members of VShojo EN to pop in there. In fact, I think she is the most recent one to pop in. The fact that she can leave so quickly means that there was an exit ramp in their contract. What I mean by an exit ramp is usually a contract will have something for, let's say, causing reputational harm, damage to the company, that type of thing. They can either be fired or they can quit in those situations. In this case, this is basically her saying, in no uncertain terms, she's going to be leaving. She says, as of today, I will be terminating my contract with VShojo effective immediately, and I will be returning to being an independent VTuber and content creator. Nothing about this content will change. As I was an indie for 18 years before signing with VShojo, because she was an IRL singer, and she was an indie in everything that was going on. So she was an indie for everything. And that is, of course, it sucks. She wanted to do VShojo because she wanted to get the benefits of VShojo, get a little bit of, be able to relax a little bit, because VShojo is going to be handling the big, heavy stuff that a lot of big indie VTubers end up covering, end up having, end up using, end up doing, that type of thing. So it is absolutely unfortunate to see this happen to her, to see her have to go through this kind of crap. And it says, and I retain my IP. My love goes out to the talents. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your continued support as we look toward the future. Shy Lily, Shoto. Also, Shy Lily and Shoto came out recently, said that they were being scouted by VShojo to join, and they're glad that they didn't. I don't know when it was that they were doing that, but that's another little thing, little tidbit that we have there. Aru, Sonada, Sera, everyone, Miss Lala, giving as much support as they possibly can for the poor talents. Like, it does suck to see this happen. And it does suck that she did feel comfortable for a bit. She was starting to feel comfortable. And then all of this happened. But yet, the Pirates Pup Center, every single place like that, all those people are actually working hard to make sure that everything is, they were trying to work hard to make sure that everything was going to be working on their end, and it ended up not working out on their end. That's what sucks about the whole situation. That really just puts a damper on everything, puts a damper on the whole situation. It really is tough to see. But I do wish her the best in what she's doing moving forward. I do wish her the best overall. Let's see here. What were you saying, Kaito? Henya said she will be doing a stream regarding the future plans. I can already see where this is going. It is a lot about money, of course. We are going to take a look at everything, basically. I'm going to try to take a look at what is going on with everyone. Because I do have, So yeah, we are going to be taking a look at several different things here. It is about money. A lot of it is about money. But it does suck for Amalee. And as a last little bit that she's giving to her community, she does say, thanks for letting me be the little guy on the internet. I'm very thankful that streaming found me, and I'm profoundly grateful for the people I've met along the way. I love you all. Just wanted to add this little bit in there, of course, because Andrea sends big love. Vienna, everybody's sending more love. Just wanted to show you guys that she does appreciate y'all, and that she is glad that she was a part of this, period. So yeah, this really does hit hard for anybody having to deal with these types of situations. Um, it is very, very, very unfortunate. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I may not be seeing. That's why I still keep this. Sorry if I miss your chats down here, because I may very well miss a lot of your chats today because I'm trying to, get through everything going on. And all of this, of course, started with Ironmouse having this message out here, of course. And it is unfortunate to see everything that has gone through. It is like I'm trying to get the information to you guys as soon as I can. That is of course, it's tough. Thank you for joining the family. Thank you, General Shiho. I do hope that you're having a good day today. Of course, everything when it comes to chatting, etc. You don't have to chat. You don't have to do anything like that. We're just trying to go through a lot of what is happening here. Of course, besides Amalee, we have Amamya Naza, who did leave VShojo a while back. Also having her piece. Amamya Naza is someone who left VShojo a while back, but of course, she did have VShojo in her name recently, like a while back. She has kept her IP. She hasn't really done Nazuna stuff recently at all, but she is, basically woke up from the dead and came out and was like, yep, I am not going to be associated with VShojo. I'm not going to have VShojo on my name, period, at all. And that is what she did. She woke up and she chose violence, and she was like, VShojo's over. I'm not going to be, having a leech like that stuck to me. I'm going to make sure that this is gone. This is, of course, just a short section because, like you've seen here, she doesn't have very much, but she did put out something here when it came to a statement. So let's read her statement as she puts out here. She says, of course, it's all translated. When I debuted with VShojo, there were a ton of overseas listeners and 50,000 people showed up for my Twitch debut stream. I once talked about how I wish VShojo talents would stop raiding me without permission because of the sheer number of people. I also told them I wanted more Japanese talents to join. After a year, Nazuna, who doesn't speak English, has been doing it alone on Twitch. Continuing on here. I held on for a year, but I realized it was impossible. So after graduating, I was told right away, please remove the mention of graduation from VShojo. And I felt very sad and lonely. Even though we had been together for a long time, to be told that after graduating, it hurt me. Anyway, I hope everyone finds happiness. So I'm not sure if VShojo told her that, or if she said that, like she was told that by talents. Originally, since Nazuna had a lot of overseas listeners, after rating other people as expected, those listeners gradually drifted toward other EN girls who could speak English, unlike Nazuna, and it felt disappointing. And of course, it's okay for her to feel this way. There were times when I wondered, especially if the goal was Nazuna's overseas listeners, but I want to believe that's not the case. That is a little inappropriate during these times, but Nazuna is kind of known as that type of person. I feel that last part was a little bit inappropriate, but she has been very open with the way she feels. She's been very open with her emotions. And Nazuna does deserve happiness. She's also been, from my understanding, a very insecure person overall, and has had mental issues regarding that. So she is working on those things, but sometimes those gremlins of feeling you're not enough, that imposter syndrome will come up, and I think that's what's happening here. To be perfectly honest, to be more objective, I think a lot of this ended up being the gremlins that are like, oh, you're not enough, oh, you're not worth it, you're not worth anything. Those gremlins that I have as well kind of popped up for her, so I can kind of understand this. It's prime time. Glad she's getting help. She is getting help. She's getting therapy, but it's hard. It's very hard to do this. Very hard to be able to do everything therapy-wise. That is the big thing there. So I'm going to be going through a lot of things here. We have Kesan Shocho, who is a big member. Well, was a big member. Kesan Shocho. Yep, Pseudo Soldiers. Sorry, a lot of those things are muted. But John Cena, you popped up, Pseudo Soldier. Welcome, welcome. VShojo over? Yes. Her engagement merch is cheap on secondhand platforms. Kaicho. It does suck. Imposter syndrome sucks. Imposter syndrome absolutely sucks. Sorry, Soldier. A lot of these things are muted during the news segment today because, of course, I do want to get through things, and I don't want it to be so jarring. So, of course, I do apologize for that. So, just letting you know since you did just pop in. And nothing wrong with trying to do the things, but today is going to be kind of a special occasion where we're gonna try to get through this quickly since this is very much not a time when I usually stream. Let's get through most of the news here. So next is this. Kson Socho, Kson on air, whichever one you want to call her, was a member of VShojo. I say was because she's the next one of the dominoes to fall in this whole situation. She got into VShojo in July 2022 as the basically inaugural first member of VShojo JP. Her and Nazana were the first ones to start off there. Then you got Henya and others. So she has decided to leave VShojo in an interesting way. Of course, this is her Twitter. Yesterday, she removed the VShojo thing. This VShojo mark here is a lot harder to remove. There's a lot more involved in there, so don't read too much into her having that there. She posted this yesterday. We need an explanation. Please answer VShojo. This was basically a call out to VShojo, where she actually did the long stream. I'm not going to cover the long stream itself, but I am going to cover what she said. She says, feeling ashamed for all the positive stuff I've said about the company to turn out to be an effing lie. Yes, go ahead and laugh at me. Why am I so dumb? Why did I not learn why do I always try to see the good side of people just to learn they don't effing care? Of course it's all about money. I'm nothing for the corpos without the money. But you know what? I'm still lucky because I got you. My shine ties. As long as I'm living, I'm thriving. Kersha said it's not your fault. In an industry that runs very similar to showbiz, it's good to have at least some good people who see the good in things. Some people who see the good in things as well as be good to others. Shoto as well says always people that want to do good by their community and the people that support them who get taken advantage of in this space. You didn't know and were just wanting to believe in good people and hard work. I'm sorry this S had to keep happening. I won't laugh at you. I laughed at myself that I can't protect the one I love again. Sorry, boss. A lot of people were basically saying, don't blame yourself, which is very true. Don't blame yourself. Blame the people who did this. Now, a small little clip that I am going to show you is her live on stream with the CEO, Gunrun, of VShojo. One of the people who did wrong by her. And she quits live on stream. Let's take a look. Let's take a look fully. And of course, let's see what the sound is here.
I quit VShojo today.
はい
VShojo 辞めます今日。
はい。
はい。31日予定でしたけど今日辞めます。
And it's the JP CEO. That's a little correction that I have to make right here. It's a JP CEO. I thought it was Gunrun, but it's the JP CEO, the one that she directly talks to, the one that she directly has communication with. She talked to them because, unfortunately, Gunrun actually is hiding. From what it looks like, Gunrun is actually hiding. The only one who dared to show their face was the JP CEO. So I do apologize that it was not Gunrun. It was the JP CEO because Gunrun apparently doesn't really have the cojones to show up as far as I can tell. So we are going to, wish her the best of luck. Wish her all the luck in the world. And of course, I do hope the best for her. I do wish the best for her. And I do wish that she has as much fun as possible being an indie because she's very much loved by the community. It says, change in the news, industry and shade in the news, talents first, my butt. What a woman. Now we know Matara Khan was talking about too long ago. LM said he's like the middleman. The CEO is just a title. IRS will get him out of the hiding. This guy at least has the balls to face it. And he did not, look, he was there. He was there for a while. Let's see when he showed up. He showed up here, 17 minutes. And he stayed for over 40 minutes. He stayed to an hour and 3 minutes. He stayed long time. He didn't just go and be like, okay, I'm going to listen to you for a little bit. I have like 20 minutes for you. And then that's it. He stayed until she was like, okay, you can go. Basically, this guy has balls. This guy has the balls, the cojones, to be like, I am going to show up here. It's basically, I think it's because it's a Japanese thing. I think it's a Japanese thing, very much so. Where they're like, I am going to show myself to you because out of respect to you and out of respect for what you have done for the company, I am going to show myself here. I am not going to hide. I am not going to tell you, oh, you have to set this up for a later date and time. He made time out of his day. He made time out of whatever he was doing, and he showed up. This is some balls on the dude. I deeply, deeply respect people who do this. I really do. And I'm glad that we have this whole situation. In this whole situation, at least some good people out there. I think VShojo JP, the CEO there, had zero effing clue. Yep, everyone in EN lost the VShojo icon, yes. I think he had no clue. I think the VShojo JP person had zero clue what was going on. Because remember, a lot of time when they have CEOs separate, like a JP, EN, etc., they keep a lot of that very separate. The management is it's a totally separate entity, even legally. They keep it all separate because they don't want intermingling. They don't want, office politics and all that kind of stuff mingling with everything. The barking dog gets the muzzle, very true. Silent flea gets the meat. And that's the thing. That's the thing there. It is, like I said before, unfortunate to see all this happening right now. It is very unfortunate to see these things happen because it is always, always, always sad when people have to leave. But we're going to watch the interaction between these two because I do want you guys to see the interaction between these two. And I think this is somebody who did clip it. I think this is somebody who has the
So yeah, I preferred like speaking everything in Japanese. And
Okay, then, Japanese comes first. It's okay. We
Yeah.
have translators in mod today.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead. では、はい。日本語でどうぞ。
まずディスクレーマーなんですが、
はい。
私はまだ会社の人間ということになっています。
He's still considered a
なの
company
で、
employee.
そもそもここに出るべきではないっていうのがまず一つ。ここに出て、私のコントロール下で、
He's only going to be talking about things under his
会社
control.
の組織構造的には。
はい。
っていうことであるのと、公
ファンありき
的形相
ですから。ファンありきですよ。そう、こういう会社とかって全部。
はい、なので私が今電話に出ているっていう状態になってます。
はい。
っていうことと、法的係争が始まっているっていう説明があったんですが、
はい
私がここで物事を言い過ぎると、それがい
Basically
いこと
things like
なのか悪いこと
he
なの
has
か
to make
に
sure
も
he
かかわらず、
protects legally
タ
the
レン
things
ト
going
な
on.
のか会社なのかにもかかわらず、多くの人に影響が及ぼ
No,
さ
it's
れ
not
る
a
ことになる
deepfake, not
っていう
deepfake.
こと
You're
なん
good.
で、言えることと言えないことがあります。それはなんか
Is
会
he
社から口
Kson
止め
get
されてい
heated in
る
a
とか、
bit? Yeah.
私がタレントの方を持つ、もしくは会社
It's not because the company has told me to keep it a secret because I own the Tanto side or the company side or because any bias like that. He's explaining why
の方を
he
持つ
may not be able to
みた
say
いな、
certain things,
そういったバ
why
イアス
he may not
に
be
よるも
able
の
to
では
do
なく、
certain things.
はい
Pretty
知ってる
much.
ことと知らないこともあります。
Some things I know, some things I don't, and if I were to say something about something I know, it would affect people that are not related to me or the company. It's basically
し
he's going through the
知らない
whole
こともござい
process,
まし
you
て
know.
できるところ、
He's gonna
言えるとこ
answer
ろで言う
things
と、
as he can. He's gonna answer
結構
things
私
to
が
the extent that he
絡んでいた
can,
プロジェ
of
クトって、
course. which is
VShojo
what
ワイドで
we're
何か
going
コ
to
ン
be
テンツ
talking
をや
about
ると
today.
きに日本のリソースが必要みたいなとき、
VShojo is an American company. He is considered the CEO of the Japanese branch, basically the manager of the Japanese branch, but they do call him the VShojo JP CEO. They do call him a CEO, but I think because it's like branches, like what happened with HoloLive and Cover, etc. Cover, in this case VShojo, has their CEO, and then all the separate branches have their like executive managers for their separate branches. He's more like a manager, Japanese creators, that's it. Yeah, pretty much. He had very careful what to say because in JP, false word can commit seppuku. That's the thing. Remember, it sounds like he's going round and round and round in circles, and it feels like he's not wanting to answer things correctly. But here, remember, he is in Japan. Defamation goes really strong in Japan. Over here in the U.S. and in the West, we are different. Over here, it's a lot stronger for defamation. We're protected a lot by the way our laws happen here in the U.S. Over here in the U.S., defamation and those things are actually a lot harder to prove. It's a lot harder to prove defamation. It's a lot harder to prove what's going on. So, in the case of Japan, all you have to do is prove that there was some damage, whether reputational or otherwise, to your company. Basically, if someone said something you didn't like, you could say they damaged my reputation. And then a judge was like, well, yeah, that's some really serious stuff. He said, yep, it does damage your reputation. You get $1 million or whatever when it's a big thing. So he has to be very, very careful because he's still an employee. They can still sue him. It's very, very careful. That's what he has to be. Yeah, for you guys who just popped in, yes, VShojo is collapsing pretty much. And it does suck.
時に手助けをしていた。
Sorry about that,
っていうところ。
Christian Sanchez and everyone else. They are
はい。
pretty
そ
much
れ以外の
collapsing.
ところっていうのは、あまり、私の目線から見れてなかったこととか、そもそもなんか確実な情報であるかどうかがわからない部分とかってあるので、
はい。
個人の視点から話せることしか話さない。
So for personal perspective, and yeah, he's basically, that's what he's saying. He's saying,
個人の視点から
and well, from my personal perspective, well, there's not much I can say that my personal opinion.
話せることし
So
か
yeah,
話さない。
but even his personal opinion, it's hard. It's like he's going round and round in circles. And that's when she gets
遅
annoyed.
いです。
はい。
I'm connected, but it's slow. So an official announcement, well, regarding the mouse issue is expected to be made. Please wait for that. Yeah, basically saying
特にマウスの件
there's going to
に
be
つい
some
て
stuff that's going to be said.
出る
So
はず
be,
なの
you know,
で、そちらが
wait for that to happen
待っ
is
てく
what
だ
they're
さい
trying to say.
っていう、そちらを待ってくださいっていうことですね。
はい。じゃあ、So is it fair to say that the JP branch and EN branch are very different? And what? You were not allowed to involve? You were like not involved in so much of the stuff that was going on?
Let's see if he tries to. Yep.
Depends on project.
Okay.
So depending on the project, like he was left out of the know for a lot of things, is what he's saying.
まあ
Given
とり
how
あえず
things are, in a few years, there might be regulations in place. Oh, there probably will be. There probably will be.
私が事前に用意したという
Well, you're not allowed to involve. You were like not involved in some way or stuff like that.
か
So
とりあえず
she's
これ
trying to
だけ
figure
は
out
答え
what
ろ
the
よってい
hell is
う
going
その
on.
後視聴者の方からの質問にも答えていただきたいんですけども、聞かせていただきたいことがあります。マウスちゃんのその今日出た件、あれですね。あ、そうだ、
はい
日本の方にちょっと説明をまずお願いします。どういうことが今日情報が出てこんな風になってるのかっていうのを。
あ、私からですか。
はい。
今日、これめちゃくちゃ正しく言わなきゃいけないんで、
はい
今日、マウスが YouTube のビデオを出して、彼女は V 少女を辞めますというステートメントを出しました。
はい。
で言って
I signed out at 11.
支払
Freaking
い
heck.
未払いがある
I
っていう
just
ことと
freaking, I saw all this stuff.
ですね
I just
マウスがや
freaking
ってい
was
た
doing stuff.
チャリティー
People messaged me. I was like, oh
の
god, I need to see what's
に
going
対
on.
して、チャリティーの団体に対して支払いが行われていなかっ
うんうん、そうですね。
た。それが、50万ドルほど
はい。
あったっていうことが、公にされたということになります。
そうですね。
はい。
はい。まあ、ごく簡単な言い方すると横領ですよね。
横領、会社が横領した。
支払われていない。
はい。
Yeah, they
そのお金はどこ行ったんですかっていう話にやっぱなっちゃうんですよ
she's
ね。
asking where did the money go?
So,
One of the things she's asking where did the money go? But he has no clue.
おそらくですが、運転資金に回されて。
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That is very bad. They're using it as working capital. Oof. And here is post edit Salvi here talking about what's going on, of course. And I do need to add to the Kson thing about this. This was the CEO of VShojo, of, well, the quote-unquote CEO of JP VShojo, not Gunrun, but it's basically a manager. VShojo works like HoloLive, like Cover. They have the big CEO, and then they have executive managers for each of their branches. He is an executive manager for the branch. He just said, in his opinion, the money was probably used, the 500K that wasn't given to Mousie's immunodeficiency foundation, are seen as most likely used as working capital. What this means for everybody is they probably used it for projects. They probably used it to pay off the talents themselves, to pay off any bills and any things there, which is what the heck. Working capital is the company's, the things that the company uses
私は
for
一
to
切
actually use
VShojo か
their.
ら去年の9月からですかね、それより前からかもしれないですけど、9月にそれより前の分がドッていきなり入ってきて、でそこから以降音沙汰なしっていう感じだったんで、運転資金っていうのはスタッフさんへの給料っていう形で理解してよろしいでしょうか。
も、
Yes, take a look.
おそらく、
はい。
まず一つ、私が見えてるとこ
So
ろ。
let's go back to what she said here. What she said here is that according to this, at least for me, she hasn't had any capital from VShojo for projects or anything like that. I'm not sure if that means she wasn't paid since September, but it still is bad. She said she hasn't received anything from September, and then after before September, and then it suddenly came in after September. So I don't know exactly what she's talking about, but this all still does not look bad. The good for VShojo. It's really bad. Yeah.
っていうのはスタッフさんへの給料っていう形で理解してよろしいでしょうか。
も、おそらく、
はい。
まず一つ、私が見えてるところっていうのが、日本国内の、資金と予算の話しか見えてないんで、
はい。
確定情報はこれに関しては言えないっ
うんうん
ていうことですね。はい。
はい。自転車操業だったっていうふうに私は理解しているんですけども、その自転車の歯車に入っていったのもちょっと一部の人で、本来ねタレントファーストって言ってたんだったら、一番最初にタレントにこういう状況とかをシェアしてほしかったなっていうのがありますね。ずっと支払われ
So
ないま
yeah,
ま
she's
遅いですよ
trying
っ
to
て言
get
っても
some more
待ってください
information
待って
out
くだ
of
さい
him,
っていう
as
ふう
much
に
information as she can at this
言わ
point.
れていたのはどうしてなのかっていうのは非常に気になりますね。
そうですね。
So payments were slow. According to what was being said here, payments to the talents, payments from VShojo were slow. So VShojo was bleeding money way early on, since at least September of last year. VShojo was not in good shape. That's why Matara left. That's why Giga left. That's why a lot of people left. They were not in good shape at all. And that is what we are trying to get to, of course. And that is something that I just, wow. For a company to be losing this much, this quickly, and to not be able to pay their talents since so long ago is just scummy. It looks like VShojo had a lot of trouble from way, way, way long ago. And that's like, wow. A lot of people were saying this was going to happen, but still seeing it happen, seeing it firsthand, is kind of crazy when you think about it. Silver left way back in 2023, so did Nyanners and
それまで良
others
く
as
なか
well.
ったっていうのはあったんですが、
はい
私が聞いていた限りだと、払える。
As far as the CEO knew, the JP CEO, the quote-unquote JP CEO knew, it was paid, everything was paid on
その払
time.
われていたりだとか払えている。
Like, he
っていう
doesn't
ところ
know
を聞いてい
everything,
た
of
んで
course.
払えなくなるとか、その払えるはずのお金がどこかへもう使われてしまったみたいなことは、今の状態では聞いていなかった感じですね。
So you were told from VShojo that they were willing to pay, willing to pay, willing to pay. They're gonna do it like next month. Of course they're working on it, working on it, working on it. And then now,
というこ
are
と
you
です、ね。
telling me that you've been lied to?
嘘をつかれていたと
Yep.
いうなんかアクティブな言い方というよりかは、そこに対しての、閲覧権限がなかったっていう感じですね。私もなんかそこが、ケイソンに支払われてないっていうことは知っていたんで、
はい。
そこを払ってくださいよ。どうやったら払えますか みたいな話は聞いていたっていう
So even the JP, the person that was in charge of the JP side
とこ
was
ろなんですけど、そ
being
こに対してのレスポンスがなかった
was
っていうことです
being
ね。
screwed over. He had no idea what was going on.
症状はなくなるということですかね。
それは、未確定のことでもあり、私がコントロールできることでもないので、
はい。
話せないですね。
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know a lot of what's going on, of course.
すみません。視聴者の方から今、私たちの会話がもうわけわかんなかったり、どんな風に見えてるのか、ちょっと聞かせてもらっていいですか？今は本当自分でもめちゃくちゃで多分言ってることが自分でも分かってなくて、みんなの方で今のところこんな風に聞こえるっていうのを教えてほしいん
It
ですけど。
sounds like to me that the JP CEO was being screwed over, and he had no freaking clue what was
I
going
want to
on.
ask. Let me.
Yeah, he had the inkling that something was going on, but he's not the CEO. He's not even an executive. He is just pretty much a manager of a section of VShojo, a small area of VShojo.
Wait a minute. 方がなんとか情報共有してるって感じ。本当そうですね。うん。まあ、ここで JP の CEO を責めたりっていうか、まあ、誰かを責めたりしたってもうぶっちゃけ何も解決しない問題だし、
Yeah, she says a good thing. Don't blame the JP CEO. He had no fucking clue what was going on.
ただ、もうここまでになっちゃった以上、多分誰かがしっかり説明、てか会社からこの後に及んでタレントに対して何一つ説明がないのってマジやばいと思ってて、このファイナンスの状況がやばいっていう風に気づいたのも、私オフィシャルで、
I mean, we don't know exactly what he knows or didn't know,
家の
but
サイドからもですし、
he's at
だから
least
こういう風にちょっ
someone
とタレントの皆さんみたいな
putting
感
his
じで
face
こう
out
なって
there.
ますっていうのっ
At
て
least
今の今まで
he's
ない
someone putting
し、
his face out there.
はい、やっぱそれ
And
も
that
すごいやばい
is
おかしい
a
と
lot
思
more
っ
than I
てい
can
て、
say about
US
Gun
と
Run.
しっかりそこって連携取れてるんですか？
US に関しては、今回の件の PR に関しては動いているということで、内容も向こうで揉んで、向こうで作って出すっていうところなんですが、
Well, yeah, it's
その力は
because like
早く出す
like
ように
the
というふう
the
にやって
the,
おり
the
ます。
clipper did cover the face a little bit.
うん、
He's a little cat though. That's what he looks like.
なるほど。Will
So
there
he-
be an apology from the company? I hope there would. Will they? Will they want an apology or something? Any statement? Any public whatever from the company?
私もそう願っていますが、
He's also hoping that they're going to apologize at some point because
Well.
that's what we all hope. We all just hope that there can be
There were
something
so
going on.
many things I have to apologize to the fans. So, thank you, VShojo JP CEO for now. ありがとうございます。一応、
は
He's the only one who had the
こういう
balls
状
to
況で
come out.
今までやっぱりちゃんと VShojo こういうとこだよっていう
That is the
の
insane
を
part.
説明する配
He's
信
the
とかも
only
何
one
回
who
か
had the
一緒に
balls
や
to
ってき
come
た
out
ってこと
and
もあ
talk
っ
to
て、
her
こ
and
こでち
show
ゃ
her
んと出て
respect.
きて説明、私も言葉が下手くそだし、うまく知らないことも多すぎてうまく伝えられないから来てくださいって言って来ていただけたことは一応感謝します。はい。
はい、すいません、ありがとうございます。
はい。
それと
とりあえず、
まあ、
はい。
And that's the thing.
そうですね、最初にケイさんがジョインした時から、いろいろ長らく対話してきて、
はい。
結果的にこうなる
He apologized.
ところに
He actually apologized. He said, I'm very sorry that
着
things
地し
ended
て
up
しま
this
ったの
way.
が非常に不甲斐なく思
That
っ
it got
て
to this.
大変申し訳ないです。
そうです。もうファンの方に申し訳ないです。
Like, out of everybody
ありがとうございました。
who should have been around, who should have tried to do something,
では、
he is the only one out of all of them that apologized. That is
that was
crazy.
VShojo JP CEO for now.
When she asked for her money, she went totally quiet.
VShojo JP CEO 過去仮です。I know there's a lot of things you want to say, of course. Me too. I want to yell. I want to scream. I want to cry. Yes. And I feel like there were so many unanswered questions. But for me, this is just sad.
It's a sad thing. She had so much hope for this
They said so
company.
many good things.
She had so much hope for this
and
company.
I know
And
that they
got screwed.
like. It wasn't their intent to like be like this, and I know that, of course. They didn't want this too. I know that.
A lot of the look,
I hope
the main ones that are at fault in all of this, just being honest, the main ones that are at fault in every single thing that's going on here is the CEO and everybody below them. Everybody below them. They are the ones who are, I mean, like, not everybody, but, you know, like CEO, the C-level execs in the English branch. The C-level execs in the English branch are the ones that are at fault. But yeah, she's planning to stream tomorrow. Yeah, Henya's gonna be streaming tomorrow. Other people are gonna be streaming tomorrow. Freelancers do a gig-based. Otherwise, you can only watch it full-time across cost something that pays for those costs. In Japanese culture, if you do not apologize, take a pay cut, you lose both your reputation and job. They have to. They like. That's why you see like sometimes Toyota CEOs and other big CEOs doing the apology tour as well. They're not the ones who made the mistakes, but it was under their watch. Now, Gunrun is being a little. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. In my opinion, Gunrun's being a little bitch. In my opinion, he's being a little pansy bitch by not coming out and having the balls to show up. At the very least, to apologize for the situation, like the JP CEO did. He had more balls than the actual, the quote-unquote JP CEO, which is basically a manager, had more balls than actual Gunrun. So that's why other founders have left as well. That's why other people have left. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that is just, man, it's just too much. It's crazy seeing all this kind of stuff happen. Just seeing everything that is going on, it really does suck. Because no one wanted it to get this way. No one wanted it to get this far. No one expected it to get this far. I didn't expect VShojo to collapse. I didn't expect VShojo to even be in this situation. But let's continue on with what we know. Now we have K9 Kuro, who recently, let me just refresh this, because I think he recently put out some other stuff here as well. He has this. But we're going to go over everything we can, and then, of course, Michimochi V as well. Let's take a look at K9 Kuro. K9 Kuro was a member of VShojo. As of right now, I don't think he is anymore. We're going to go over everything that he said. They did come from a bad company to start off with. They came from a company that treated them horribly, which was Nijisanji. They were Mr. Rias from Nijisanji. So they got mistreated by Nijisanji already. They came to a company that promised them the world, that promised them to fix things. They actually helped fix his tax situation. If you remember, Mr. Rias owed I think $300,000 in taxes or something like that, back taxes, because he made a lot of money in Nijisanji. He came to VShojo. They actually, Gunrun got him in contact with good tax attorneys, good tax people. He got the tax stuff done and handled with and all that kind of stuff in between. But the issue is other things in the background, as we now know, were hitting VShojo. Now, why am I talking about here? I'm talking about him going through and actually making his statement. Now, let me make sure what's going on here. Let's see. Let me just double check something real quick. Let me just see, because I think Zentraa did make a comment. I think she made a comment as well, which I'm going to be covering in the future. I just want to catch her when she actually says it, when she actually has her comment out there. So yeah, we're going to take a look at that in the future. I just want to get it because before I forget, I'm a freaking idiot. So before I forget, we're going to go over some things that are happening. So yeah, we are going to see when she pops up around here. And of course, we're going to be going. We're not going to be playing it at regular speed. We're going to be going a little bit faster because her voiceover stuff works. But yeah, everything's chaotic because I didn't really have time to prepare for this whole thing. It was just kind of there. kind of just popped up in my feed, and I'm like, holy shit. So I need to figure out where the fuck I was making his statement. Okay, good. Now I know where I was. Okay, like I said, fucking hell. And this statement here is that I didn't want to say anything until it's finalized, but since people keep making assumptions, no, I am not staying here. I've already submitted a leave contract, and I have had that meeting 11 days ago. The only reason I still have VShojo brand logo on here is still because they have to remove it themselves. As an associate, you cannot remove it yourself. Like I said before, I said it many times. I said it when I streamed the other day. The VShojo brand mark is something they cannot remove. They can remove VShojo from their name. That's easy. But the brand mark, since they are still associated underneath the brand until the brand releases everything to them, and they are no longer under the brand account, the VShojo brand will stay there, the little V that you have there. Same with every other member. In any case, I'm just waiting for the contract to be all fulfilled and done with. I'm guessing I'm in Indie now. Hello, Indie boy. It changes nothing actually, but can we have the pregnant man emoji in your display name back again? And he put it back. He put it back there. But he continues on to say, and there it goes. How do you do, fellow indie VTubers? Add a horse emoji. Excuse me. Awful. Your pregnant emoji is more fun than mine. And it says, why does it look like Frisk from Undertale? First step is an indie. And then, he responds like, I'm going to make a tweet about how I'm looking for friends in the VTuber sphere and want people to link other VTuber creators, so I should watch the engagement bait. So he says he's going to be doing engagement bait. So at least he's taking it in stride. He's taking it in positive steps. He's doing what he can to make sure that people aren't depressed. They aren't depresso espresso, if you know what I mean. That is what he is going to be trying to do, what he's going to be trying to continue doing. And, of course, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. The whole situation blows chunks, to say the least. It does. But yeah, it's a tough one. And I do wish Kuro the best. I do wish Kuro the best in everything that he does. He's an amazing person, like I mentioned. He was a part of another company. Amazing person. He's going to do well. So yeah, like, things are going freaking insane. But it's just like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. The whole situation. I'm just making sure I didn't say anything stupid. They aren't depresso espresso, if you know what I mean. That is what he is going to be trying. So yeah, I do wish him the best. I absolutely do wish him the best. But we're going to continue on with someone else. Thanks for the info. I don't have a Twitter account anymore. They only use X cancel. Oh, okay. So it doesn't show the badges. Yeah, the badges are there. So it looks like they have removed the badge finally, though. But anybody who did have the badge is being removed, has it removed. Let's go on with Michimochi V, which she has had.
Today I'm only.
She has had her talk. We're gonna go over the talk real quick. Michimochi V is a member of VShojo, or was a member of VShojo. As you can see here, they removed the VShojo badge. They removed the VShojo mark there. They had a little badge there that was a V that a lot of them had. That is now removed because they have been officially released from any contract that they had with VShojo. So that shows you anybody who was a part of VShojo who no longer has that V means that they were been officially released from the contract in VShojo, which is good. Good news for her. Let's continue on. He says, hey, so I'll be streaming later tonight at 10 p.m. GMT to talk about my situation and future plans and projects and such. It'll be a short stream, I think, but thank you for supporting me, and I appreciate you guys tons. Wild Spice, other people gave a lot of support, and let's talk about what she said. Let's hear exactly from her mouth. I'm going to do it in a short way, and then, come at the other side with you. So let's see here.
My own situation, and no one else. I am in no way talking about other people or representing anyone. And yeah, oh, fuck. As of today, chat, I have officially left VShojo, which is insane to say.
Yeah.
Why? I should have muted that.
Oh God, she did the feather pet thing. She's like, I should have muted that.
Redo, bro. Redo. Yo. Okay. I muted that. Fuck you. That was supposed to be a crazy... Yeah, but no, you know what? I appreciate it. I'm getting so nervous and I'm getting emotional. So that's very nice. But yeah, no, it's true. I know I laughed at it. But yeah, I have officially left VShojo. So I'm not part of it anymore. I will say that on Twitter and stuff, there's like that handle thing. I don't think it's in my control.
Martin Dross donated 10 euros through Super Chat. And I thought where's the money fruit was bad enough. We have where's the money gun run. Now.
Exactly. Now we have where's the money gun run. Thank you so much, Martin Drost, for the 10 euro super chat. And yeah, where's the money gun run? He's never going to respond to that. He's never going to let anyone know. He's never going to let anyone know about that stuff, of course. Let's see where we left off with this one.
That on Twitter and stuff, there's like that handle thing.
Okay, let's see exactly.
Handle thing.
That's okay.
I don't think it's in my control to sort that, but I'm not sure if VShojo will be announcing this publicly due to everything that's been going on. But yeah, officially now, I will continue as just me. Yay. And stuff like that. Oh gosh. Thank you. I'm sorry. 1 second, y'all. I need to drink.
And we're going to skip to where she says something else.
But basically, I recently found out that VShojo owes me a good amount of unpaid debt.
So we have Mouse who's owed. We have Kson who's owed. VShojo was not able to pay their talents. They now know that the talents are now finding out through Ironmouse and everyone else that they are being owed a lot of money. That VShojo did not have funds to pay them. That's why they pocketed the 500k to try to figure out a way to maybe get out of the situation that they're in. This absolutely sucks. Let's continue.
Also have
this has been at least, according to Kson, at least since September of last year.
the reasons that I was advised not to get into or say too much of as of now. So I'm sorry if I can't talk about that, but this is just one reason that has led me to my decision of terminating my contract with VShojo. And I want you guys to know, it's not fully about like the money for me. I wanted to give you guys a quick backstory on everything, just so then you can fully understand what.
We aren't going to go into the backstory on this video per se, but the big issue is, like, it's not about the money. It's about the trust. It's about being lied to. It's about not being able to know about in the future if your personal situation is going to continue positively or negatively. Because yeah, technically it's not just about the money, but the money helps you live. The money helps you have a good life. The money helps you pay your bills, helps you get food, helps you get treatment if you are in a hospital. That money goes a long way. So it's not like, they're greedy money. No, it's like, am I going to be able to pay my bills? Am I going to be able to help my parents? Am I going to be able to live in the world which requires money to live in it? And that sucks that she had to go through that. It is going very fast this year. Let's see like in the video that I was making. We're not going to watch it, but here we're going to watch the rest
has
of
been kind of going on. So back then when I started streaming, way back then, I did it at first as a way to hang out with my friends. As you know, I really enjoyed anime and music, and I am a big fan of 3D concerts. Especially back then, I was quite a 3D concert nerd, and I have a hard time talking to people because I have really bad social anxiety. Well, and VTubing has taught me how to talk to people more and feel more comfortable in my own skin, which is ironic because we're VTubers. I could hang out with my friends who couldn't participate or be in call, and they can hang out with me too. And it's really nice. And from there, we could also meet more people together. You know, I'm not going to talk about Mousie's situation because it's Mousie's situation, of course. And I want to respect her a lot. But man, remember when I would like have Mousie on stream and then Mousie would like to say like, we're the same? Bro, this son of a bitch. No. A lot of people are like, Mousie, insert endearing. No, this son of a bitch, I swear to God. She. I need to take a drink for this. Now she means a lot to me. Like, she means so fucking much to me, and I care about her so much. And she is such a fucking tough cookie. If you think that, like, oh, these people are strong, bro, I think in my life, I only know, like, I know a lot of strong people, but Mousy is definitely top 5 for me, personally. She's gone through so much, and I still remember. Oh. I still remember, like, how. When I saw that video that Mousy posted, and, like, you can hear from her voice how upset she was. Like, I know the situation is fucked up. But, like, I think what I focused on was just Mouse. I just hope she's okay. So please do send her some love, chat, because, you know, everyone deserves love. I think I'm so bad at forming words. I should have wrote this down in a bullet point. I cried and I'm not even afraid to say it. Y'all same. Same. I just hope she's okay. She's just really kind and very thoughtful. And sometimes I wish she thinks about herself more.
Yeah, you
Like,
really do. You
she's
really
just so
do.
sweet.
It does suck. It does suck to see them all get hurt this way. And of course, it is very rough, very tough for them to be going through this. It is a lot tougher for them because, of course, you have a really bad situation. You have a really, really bad situation where they're not being paid. They haven't been paid. A lot of them haven't been paid for 9 months. It's a freaking long ass time. How can a company go be this inept? The fact that Kuro and Michi had already been screwed over before VShojo, exactly. They did come from a place where they were screwed over before. I'm gonna get paid for 10 months. I'd be homeless, eating a shelter. Thank you for all your support. They see, of course, no payment for 1 month would be homeless. Exactly. That's why I said it's not about the money overall, of course, but the money goes a long way. Money does a lot. Money gets you going here. Of course. It gets you being able to eat, to have your bills be paid, all these things. It is unfortunately a very tough situation for a lot of people to be in. 10 months of not getting paid, period, would absolutely destroy me. Would absolutely destroy everything that I was trying to protect, pretty much. You know what I mean? So that is the part that hits me hard. The fact that they are going through and screwing over the talents who are the ones who are supposed to be making the money. Luckily, a lot of that stuff is independent of VShojo, luckily. But it does seem like they are, well, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know how to handle stuff correctly. It really is more than unfortunate, really, when you think about it. It is absolutely horrible to see everything going on there. It's horrible that they had to go through that period. Continuing on with, in this case, with Project Melody, the next person to have left VShojo. Project Melody is, of course, one of the founding members of VShojo. She's an English-speaking VTuber, of course, with VShojo. She's done a lot for the company. She's one of the reasons why they are where they are. Because if it wasn't for her, Mousy, Zentraa, etc., VShojo wouldn't be a thing. They put a lot of trust into the company. They put a lot of high expectations into the company, and they failed them. The main reason is, of course, her Twitter. Main reason why I wanted to talk about this is this statement here overall. She says, I waited to make a statement. And of course, she still has the VShojo thing. Remember, that is not something that she can control. They have to release her from her contract and release her from affiliation with them in order for this to be gone. So I waited to make a statement because I'm always anxious and struggle to find my words. But yes, I'm leaving VShojo. It was an OG talent, but I put my everything into this company, but I'm beyond devastated at what happened. And I never in a million years thought that I'd be saying these words. This is a betrayal of the company towards every single one of their talents. She said yesterday, after, you know, the situation that happened with Mousy, I feel sick, I need to think. And of course, people down here saying, please stay safe. Don't feel negative for this. Don't feel like you're responsible for this, because she's one of the founding members. She might feel a little bit too much responsibility for what is going on. And that is, of course, something that she doesn't deserve. Doesn't deserve to feel this way. Doesn't deserve to feel that she is responsible for what is happening in this organization. The organization is a shitty one, not her. And that is what I wanted to put out there for Melody specifically, because she is she's someone who a lot of people saw, you know, positively. A lot of people saw as a bright light, a bright shining light in everything. So it is, of course, tough to see that she is feeling bad, and it's tough to see that she is suffering in these situations. But I do wish her the best, of course, and I do know every single one that's leaving VShojo, including Project Melody, are going to have lots of success, because people are going to rally behind them, because they are the victims here. Along with everyone else who has had issues with VShojo, they are the victims here. They're absolutely the victims, and of course, they are going to be, you know, rallied behind and going to see positivity in the future. We might be your agency, though. Don't expect working at Walmart to pay for your living. Yeah, they might have to. Like, they probably did end up having to go and work elsewhere. Like, Melody has her yellow Twitch, yellow YouTube, whatever you want to call it. She has that, but other people don't. Like, other people straight don't. They don't have that. And that's the thing. That luckily most of the stuff goes to them, but what they're talking about, of course, the payments that they didn't get paid from VShojo is the sponsorship money. The sponsorship money, any collab that they had that gave them money, anything like that. If you're doing a small indie startup, yeah, you can give them a couple of weeks, but not 9-10 months. Not 9-10 months. That's what sucks. This is 9-10 months of not getting paid. And that is what is annoying. What I'm going to show you guys here is a couple of things that I found here. Of course, all the other girls, like Amalee and Kesan and K9 Kuro, and even Michi Mochi V are still on VShojo. This is going to be a short one. A short section, at least, of where I'm doing my video part, at least. This is a bit of a short one, but of course we're taking a look at the VShojo talent roster that they have here. A lot, if not all of these people are going to be gone soon. A lot of these people are already gone, but many others are going to be leaving very, very soon. And of course, this is something that does suck for, you know, for the community. But one thing I want to show is a talent. This is Ironmouse's talent page. She's gone. She's been removed. 404, because of course I think the lawsuit and everything that's happening there. 404 gone. People who aren't gone yet: Amalee, Kson, K9 Kuro, Michi Mochi V, Project Melody. All the other ones are still there. They have not been removed. The only one that's been removed fully is, of course, you know, Zentraa, who's no longer there. Then you also have, you know, some of the other people who've left, you know, in a more direct way. Matarakan is no longer there, and Ironmouse is no longer there. That's just what I wanted to show you guys. And of course, we have other things that are freaking, everything's hitting the fan right now. It's crazy. I'm going to be going over a lot of what we know or knew in the past. A lot of the people who had left, like, I think at one point, the founder had left too. I'm going to be going over that all in one separate section. So yeah, I'm going to be leaving all that in one separate section, of course. And we will be reading everything of Mountain Dew and everything like that. It is it is really, really, really like what the fuck going on with this. I'm gonna be of course talking to you guys about other things here, about Mountain Dew, which was one of the co-founders of VShojo, who of course has decided to also talk about what the hell is going on. And it's just it is a straight up what the fuck moment for everything. So VShojo has wiped, destroyed, what have you, the whole part of their company that made any money. And you think that they made money. I thought that they made money, but apparently they weren't making money. Like, apparently, according to what we're seeing, that they weren't able to pay a lot of their talents about everything that was going on. They weren't able to pay their talents. So this is like, holy crap. So here we go. We're going to talk about this one right now, which is Hime Hajime, which is part of VShojo Japan, was a part of VShojo Japan, was a part of Nova, who was the most recent gen for them. How will they refund all the events that were planned? I don't know. They don't have money. They don't have any money. So I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. Everyone is gone from VShojo Twitter's affiliates tab. Yes, they all seem to be gone. Let me just show you that. VShojo Twitter affiliates. I don't know what page that is. Like, I don't know where they're I guess it would be VShojo Twitter. It'd probably be on their Twitter affiliates. I guess I'd be on a different page. Oh, wait, it'd probably be on here. Maybe. Affiliates. Okay, here we go. VShojo has lost everybody. Pretty much. Everybody who is anybody has been removed from VShojo. They are moving on and doing, I don't know what the hell they're doing. But yeah. This part is going to be mainly about Hime Hajime, but I did want to show you guys before I move to Hime Hajime about what's happening with VShojo. They have a page that shows their affiliates, and the only affiliate that they have left is VShojo Japan. They have, it seems like, released everybody from their affiliate program. Everyone has been released as an affiliate from them, and that is, it is a weird situation. It is a strange situation for a company to destroy themselves this quickly. We all know why now, because of the money that they laundered, pretty much money laundering at this point, charity fraud, that type of thing. But let's talk about Hime Hajime here. And we're going to be taking a look at her. She is from VShojo Japan. She was a part of VShojo Japan. She was a part of VShojo Nova, which was the most recent group that did debut in Japan. It was the first time they debuted a generation in any of VShojo. And she has said, I can confirm I have also quit VShojo. These past few years, I got to meet and befriend some amazing people, but I can no longer be a part of the company. I'll be streaming as Hime. I know I am on and off, but I'm sticky mittens here. So it says, love you, Giga, as well. Akamiko, a lot of people have been sending her lots and lots and lots of love. This is absolutely insane to see, of course. Whoop, there it is. Yes, a lot of people are very happy that she's made this decision, but also sad to see a company that a lot of people have done a lot of people have just done their best in this agency. It's really, I don't know what more to say. I'm getting all jumbled, and I do apologize for that, but I don't know what more to say. It's just, they tried their best. Everyone tried their best. Everyone who's saying all these wonderful things, all the people who are supporting other VTubers in here, are doing their best, did do their best to keep the company afloat, but the company had no money, didn't pay them, that kind of thing. It was really bad. Because remember, they pay sponsorships. Everything they do on Twitch, YouTube, etc. goes directly to them, but sponsorships, etc., they weren't paid for those, even though VShojo got paid themselves. And that's what sucks. And I do wish her the best. But yeah, it is, it's fucking, I don't know, man. It's all a big what the fuck moment. Honestly, I don't know how they can fix they can't fix. It is crazy what's going on here. We are, of course, going to go over some other stuff that is, of course, important here. And I am going to go over the thing that Shibuya Kaho said and all these other people said. It's just, like I said, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time to plan for this freaking thing because I didn't expect it to get the way that it did. I did not expect it to get this far. But yeah, it is, well, I didn't fucking expect this to happen. No one expects Spanish Inquisition. No one expects, like, a company to explode. Likely going to happen is that they will file for bankruptcy. More than likely they will. More than likely they will. And that is the thing. That is, like, it's fucking crazy, man. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, seriously, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I don't fucking get what the hell is going on here. I don't get what the heck is happening with VShojo's thoughts, VShojo's whole thing that they're doing. It was done really, 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 really fast. It was done in a way that, like, they fucked everything up. They absolutely fucked everything up, and that's the problem. That's the problem here. They fucked themselves over. They fucked a lot of VShojo over. That is, like, that is freaking crazy, in my opinion. In my opinion, it is quite wild to see all of this. Just, there's so much that they could have done to fix it before it got to this point, honestly.
Anyways, he throws up on the lobster.
So I am taking a look at let's see, her TikTok. Not TikTok. We're not looking at TikTok here. We're looking at other things. But yeah, it is quite crazy to see all of this just implode. It's not even exploding. It's all imploding in on each other. And it is just freaking wild, man. Honestly. It is, no one is going to trust the company anymore. Of course, no one is. No one should trust the company anymore because the company has done a lot of things bad here. And they have kind of really, 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 like, screwed the pooch in the worst way possible. They absolutely screwed the pooch. And they are, of course, they have really kind of messed things up when it comes to everything that is VShojo wise, is, you know, company wise, is making money wise, all that kind of stuff. They really, really fucked everything up. Holy crap. The biggest thing, they should sell anything more trying to pay the charity. They should liquidate to pay the charity and hopefully pay the people. That is the thing, of course. Freaking scam callers. Freaking scam callers. Hate them. But yeah. This is all just super, 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 super duper crazy. It is absolutely that's the thing, man. I'm trying to find more information. think this is, yeah, I think, well, I don't have too much about this. It is, do you think they're gonna sell everything, the company, after it falls? I don't know. I truly don't know. Let me see something here real quick. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to get you guys as much information as possible. I'm trying to find you guys other places that have it, like have let's see, what would it be? Would it be I think Kiwi Farms had some stuff about them. But yeah, I'm not gonna go over too much crazy stuff here. But supposedly, like, I'm gonna go over some stuff here that I can, when I can, and give you guys as much information as I possibly can. Of course, when I can give it to you guys. But yeah, this thing is freaking, it's wild. Like, I also need to go over other girls. Says, not even Joker would not mess with Charity. Yeah, Joker wouldn't. I mean, very few people would mess with Charity the way that Charity's been messed with right now. Very few people. It is unfortunate that this is happening. It's absolutely wrong that this happened at all. So, what we're going to do is, of course, continue on with what we got. And hopefully, I will be able to give you some information regarding, you know, things that are happening in around the VTuber world. But we're going to keep going over some things here, some more stuff here. I'm going to try to not keep it too long for you guys because, you know, I usually, you know me, I usually don't like keeping things too long for you. We will, let's see. I do have some more stuff here. So let's see what's going on. We are going to be moving on to here of, let's see, what do I have here for you guys? We have Haruka Karibu, who's going to be, this one's going to be a very, very quick one here. Of course. It was not much, just basically her saying that she's tired. That was something that she said yesterday, but I am just going to go over it real quick for you guys because some of you guys weren't here yesterday when she said that. Some of you guys weren't here when the whole thing happened. So here we go. We have Haruka Karibu, who is a member of, was a member of VShojo, was someone who did a lot of things in VShojo and had been, you know, suffering through some mental slowdown, burnout, that type of thing. And she had, of course, a little bit of a message right here. Of course, this is her Twitter. It's going to be a shorter one here compared to the others. So I'm tired. And of course, she doesn't have VShojo on there anymore. She has been released from VShojo affiliate. VShojo has released every single one of their affiliates from their affiliate program, which basically they are no longer affiliated with VShojo. Everyone pretty much who asked for it has been released from their contract. They have been released for as far as I know, or at the very least, they're no longer affiliated with it to not get any flack, whatever. The company is in free fall. But Haruka Karibu is just going to be an indie from now on, as are a lot of people. It does suck to see. But yeah, unfortunately, she's out too. And I do have, like I mentioned, some other things. We're going to be going a little bit, not so like, holy crap, fast. But we are going to be going over some things, some stuff that we can find out here for you guys. So the next one is Henya the Genius is another one who has left VShojo. We're going to take a look at what she had to say. She has not, as of the time of recording this, has not come out and officially said it, but she has been released from the as an affiliate of VShojo. She's no longer an official affiliate of VShojo. Her contract pretty much is at least either going to be bought out or whatever they do on those sides. Everyone that was a part of it does not want to be a part of it anymore because, as I had mentioned before with Kson and others, it has been 9 to 10 months since any of them have seen any money from their, some more, some less time, since they have seen money from their sponsorships. They were pretty much, as the saying goes, robbing Peter to pay Paul. In this case, they robbed a charity to try to pay their bills for the girls. That is not good. That does not bode well. And it's not going to go well for the shoujo overall. So we have Henya, who of course is here. And she does have, her fan box there. He says, I will be streaming tomorrow and will explain everything, my situation and my future plans, of course. And she says, thank you so much for helping and supporting me. I love you guys so much, Tayo. She is, poor her, man. She really, really, really did seem to enjoy her time at VShojo. She really did seem to enjoy everything that she was doing. And she really did seem to find it sad that, all this stuff was happening. And, Henya's an innocent little being. She is absolutely an innocent little being. But it is unfortunate to see another one get hit hard by this whole situation. I wish her the best. And I think she is a part of United Talents, if I'm not mistaken. So she, a lot of the ones of VShojo, like I believe Matara was part of WME, that type of thing. So a lot of them do have talent agencies to help them out. And of course, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, of course, but this is what I've heard. So she is in good hands either way. But yeah, it is fucking holy shit, man. It is just like, it's a big old what the fuck. It's a big old what the fuck is going on. It is
so Mouse has just announced
more
that
and more
she's
and more
left
stuff. We're
VShojo.
going to be, watching more videos. Like I said, I'm trying to put everything up in front of you guys as quickly as I can, as complete as I can. It's not easy because there's a lot of information. So we do have a little bit more from Zentraa, because we have some things here that we do have to continue to talk about. Again, I'm going to try to go quickly with this. Zentraa was a part of VShojo. She did leave recently herself. She left from the company on her own terms and did her own stuff. And that is something that we know now. It was because, they weren't getting paid. There was like Kson said 10 months that they weren't paid for sponsorship stuff. It's maybe somewhere more, maybe somewhere less, but a lot of bad things were happening. She tried to do it on the best situation. She knew things were going on behind the scenes. She stopped following Mouse for a bit so Mouse can deal with her own stuff, and then followed her after all this stuff happened again. We have here that what she's saying here. Let me go over it right now. First, let me get a drink. Yeah, need to get the drink. There we go. My throat is better. She says, someone who worked with VShojo was giving out info. What the F? Are we so effing serious? The gun run. Dude, what the absolute F? I wasn't aware of this, and I'm assuming the others weren't either. Did you know? Edit. Reading. It was a JP side, and it's so F, dude. It still stands, and I personally don't even know what all happened behind the scenes in EN. I just followed so blindly leading VShojo, thinking it's all cool, man. F me for being stupid. Of course, don't blame yourself. Everyone down here was like, do not blame yourself. Do not blame yourself. This was not your fault. This was not something that you actually thought of. Not something that you could have ever known. You're just an actual person behind the scenes type of thing. And this is what she's talking about. This one, I'll give you the TLDR of it. I read it the other day. I read it on my other stream. Basically, Shibuya Kaho is, she used to be a Japanese AV actress. Now she is a streamer. Someone from the VTuber agency VShojo approached her to try to get in good contact with her, to, try to get help with Japanese, I believe Japanese like IRS type stuff, Japanese tax type stuff. And also, this person, he or she, ended up doxing the faces of a lot of people in VShojo. Who knows who knows how many, who knows where, but they were being shown here of course. I say it because I love the talents I worked with. I was only secretly hoping he would lose his job one day. Another creator was showing photos of VTubers. I learned most despicable S the company has done to their talents. Don't know if he's involved in it, but yeah, on the JP side, someone was doxing VTubers' faces. Let's talk a little bit about what Zentraa had to say about this whole thing. This is from her stream recently. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Here's where she talks a little bit. Let's see. She's a lot of silence.
There's a lot going on. I can't really say too much. I know you guys got a lot, questions. There's a lot of questions. A lot of people are hurting right now. I think a lot of us want answers.
I want answers. Everyone does. Like
Holy
a lot
shit.
of, yeah. It's just a lot of people don't know what the heck's going on. A lot of people are just like wondering what the hell is going on here.
I'm pretty sure that's what everybody's already saying too. Like, I know some people haven't been paid,
Yeah, a lot of people haven't been paid.
but... Yeah, I haven't gotten paid either yet. I know
She
me and
hasn't.
my lawyer are. We're working, but, I mean... Shit's crazy right now.
It is very crazy right now. It is absolutely
There's a
crazy
lot
right
of
now.
people saying a lot of things. I'm being very cautious of what I'm saying so nothing gets misconstrued.
So yeah, she goes on to talk about the whole situation, her thoughts, things that she's, going to be trying to say. She wasn't paid. That's the
Those
main
rooms
thing.
you see in the cartoons where, like, there's tape all across the fucking room. Imagine that right now.
Oh yeah, that caution
We're
tape,
all
caution tape
stepping
everywhere.
over every single fucking tape.
But yeah, the main point that I wanted to put out here is that she wasn't paid. Again, everyone wasn't paid. This is the bad part that we are finding out now as more people are talking about it. This sucks, and I'm glad that Zen got out when she did. Every single person who can get a lawyer is getting a lawyer. I'm sure Zen is going to help out anyone else who needs a lawyer. This is really blowing up in their faces. But I do wish them all the best of luck. But yeah, everything, there's a ton of red tape. There's a ton of tape everywhere. There's a ton of like caution tape, red tape, everything. It is literally, things are imploding. Things are literally freaking going crazy, going insane. It really is crazy to see all of this. I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect any of this to ever happen. I mean, I don't think anybody, like I've said it many times already. I don't think anybody expected all of the shit that fell on VShojo today. I don't think anybody did. Because it is tough to see. It is very tough to see what is going on here. And I really don't know what to say. I mean, more than anything, I have no freaking clue what to say. It is a lot worse than any of us could ever think. A ton worse than any of us could ever think. But let's continue on with what we know about other people going through everything right now. We of course have Fruit as well here, who kind of popped in and had her her whole thing that she got shit on. She did get shit on a lot yesterday. But it is it's a tough one. I do want to put her and like they together, if that makes any sense. Because I do kind of want to take a look at what other people are saying about the whole situation. And it's a lot of information. that I did not know was going to be like I'm just finding information a little bit more and more and more. A lot of folks are now yeah, I know. It's just because of the situation. It comes and goes, of course. But because of the situation, yeah, a lot of people are watching right now. But it's wild to see all these things freaking happening. We're gonna just talk about the whole situation here. Let's see. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter one with Fruit and Vebe in this case. Fruit, of course, was still a member of VShojo recently. She, when everything happened, she popped out with this meme. It wasn't received very well because it seemed like maybe low effort meme or whatever. People have their issues with Fruit. People have had their issues with Fruit for a while now. It says, my heart aches for the talent and the hardworking talent staff who work tooth and nail to let us be heard. And that's the thing. The last post was where reportedly VShojo used the continued employment of talent and artists as a negotiation tool to guilt trip Ironmouse into resigning. She outgrew the company and they had nothing to offer her. So instead, she was gaslit and guilted by a poorly run company. That is one thing that you do have to remember. She was kind of gaslit into quitting, pretty much. She was gaslit into quitting, gaslit into no longer being there. And she did say that in her full thing there, of course. And now that she no longer has the thing here, she says, love the company, totally coincidentally. Your name looks so much better now. Get a haircut or something? Low taper fade, actually. Thanks for noticing. So it's basically one of those situations, which is basically she had a post that that I guess she ended up deleting because she ended up getting a lot of hate for. But we're moving on now to something that Vei is saying about the situation. It says, looks like nothing's changed because I originally was gonna put the post because I had been informed of the post that she put there, basically saying the company sucks, blah 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 blah. They never changed, that type of thing. And Vei is saying the same stuff. Nothing changed between 2023 and 2025 in terms of how the org management moves. I couldn't and still can't say S because of their god awful NDA that I had to sign legally. Can't badmouth the company, but at least everyone now knows the reason why we left. So of course, this is when they left in 2023. She's letting people know, yes, we left, and we left for reasons. Reasons that we can't let you guys know, but big reasons nonetheless. But yeah, there's so much more information that I want to let you guys know. Of course, because I don't want to keep you guys here for too long, we do want to go over a lot of stuff. I guess there's an NDA, like perpetual NDA. I don't know how enforceable those perpetual NDAs are, but if you're in a place where they could possibly be enforceable, that ends up being something that you definitely have to worry about. So I'm going to go over this one as well real quick, and these are going to be, sections in maybe sections in a video. I don't know how it's going to go, but we are going to go over this. Mountain Dew, which is a person who was a co-founder, one of the co-founders that wasn't a VTuber on the whole thing, they are, of course, talking about what happened recently. They did leave. They left around May 14th. I did cover when they left. It was like a holy moly, what the heck is happening? Something's going on. There's a lot they couldn't say. Chief Management Officer, the TMO, they left Mountain Dew. And there's not much that they could say about it, of course, other than the fact that they're leaving. Now, recently, it says, he says, nah, bro, what the absolute F at Gunrun? Not gonna lie, when the nicest and chillest person you know at someone, it sure indicates someone effed up big time. And yes, they did F up big time. They absolutely effed up in a huge way that I just can't believe that they did. And of course, it says, we're waiting. Dude, so messed up. How did you not know about this before you left? Kind of thing that opens up legal cases where talent may need the names of public record. Really, really bad. They probably are going to get subpoenaed in any big court cases that are going on. But yes, even the co-founder is like, what the hell were you guys doing? Because sometimes you don't know even if they're chief management officer, if they're not CFO, financial officer, they don't know about the financial stuff going in and out. So just want to let you guys know that before you jump down Mountain Dew's throat. It looks like the throwing isn't working. Sorry about that, Suited Soldier. My boss does it to me often. Oh, I hope that you can get into a better place if your boss does that to you often. Might be your agency, but they'll expect to work in a Walmart and pay for a living. It says here too, Maybe VShojo will file for bankruptcy soon. They probably will. They're going to try to get out of this. They're going to try to find a way to get out of this. I'm not sure if they can get out of this, but they will absolutely try to find a way out of this. Of course, because that's what these shitty companies do. They always, always, always try to find a way out of a bad situation. It's, like I said, it's iffy if they ever will be able to find a way out of this. We don't know, but it remains to be seen. It really does remain to be seen if they will be able to find a way out of this situation. If VShojo dissolves as an entity, they could remain unenforceable. You're right. It can. Sometimes, if they're still a legal entity, it can still remain. It remains to be seen, of course, the whole situation. One thing I did want to put out here is a Shy Lily response that I did see yesterday. And I do want to give you guys a bit more information in regards to this Shy Lily response because we do have some more info regarding these things. And I'm going to be reading off of not notes, but a something that was sent to me. I'll read off the notes that, well, what the person sent. I can't really show it because, of course, it was sent to me in confidence, but I will try my best to give you guys a bit of information here. We do have, let's see here, some more stuff, information, etc. here, and I will be going over it temporarily with you. Shy Lily. Shy Lily, we all know Shy Lily. She is a wonderful VTuber. She was approached by VShojo for, stuff. So let's take a look. So this is just gonna be a pure VShojo stuff. So we're gonna go as far as we can, and then I'm gonna try to edit videos and get it out on time and all that kind of crap. We will see how that happens. Because I'm streaming, I may not be able to get it out exactly on time, if you know what I mean. Because you have editing, rendering, all that kind of stuff that you end up having to worry about when it comes to all these things. So let's take a look at what we got so far. See here, VShow, now no show. Yeah, exactly, now no show. Interesting topic about NDAs, but I guess let's just ask the lawyer about that. Yeah, lawyers will be able to tell you a little bit more. Some NDAs are unenforceable. Others can very much be very enforceable. That is the issue. What we're going to be talking about right now, though, is Shy Lily overall. Shy Lily has kind of gotten into this whole thing with VShojo as well, because as you can see here, she was contacted by VShojo in the past. What I mean by contacted, she says right here that I'm going to be showing you here. Trusted my gut feeling when VShojo tried to recruit me. The contract was riddled with red flags and basically legal robbery. This makes me sick to my stomach. Please, if you can, support Mouse and the Immunodeficiency Foundation. I'm not going to use those 3 letters because those 3 letters mean something else, of course, in the world. And, you get people who are talking about all that kind of stuff as well involved. So we are going to go over some information that we have here that I was able to get separate from this whole thing here. We have some information that says that what happened to her in summer 2023, VShojo lectured her for 2 hours long in a PowerPoint presentation on how incredible VShojo is, giving her 3D studio, streams, anime, all that kind of stuff, all the stuff they could do for her. They offered Shy Lily a fixed amount, so small it's insulting, a year, and a 50-50 split on Shy Lily's revenue. So they actually did want a 50-50 split on the revenue. VShojo wanted 5% of any deal Shy Lily makes without VShojo, even mythic deals. Shy Lily wants to be 0%. VShojo says we operate on trust, just put it at 5% now, and we change it to 0% later. That type of trust. Yeah, that trust ain't happening. They say, ask VShojo to sign a non-compete against Mythic. Basically, where Mythic secured Lily as a sponsor, deal only for VShojo to go out to the sponsor directly to cut out Mythic. VShojo refused. So basically saying, VShojo, don't go behind people's backs, don't go behind Mythic's backs, because she's a part of Mythic. Don't go behind their backs, and don't F me over. They're like, nope, we operate on trust. No need to put it on paper. Shailili accused VShojo's lawyer of being high as F during the contract negotiations. They zoned out, had no idea what clause they were talking about, what they actually was spoken about. VShojo wanted ownership of anything Shailili makes forever. Shailili asked to be specified only when she's part of VShojo, not before or after. VShojo said yes, but then sneakily reverted to it in the first iteration of the actual contract. So they wanted everything. They wanted all of her rights in perpetuity, whether they were a part of VShojo or not. That is scummy. She says she wanted a clause where they can't take down her tweet. Basically, no matter what she says, they can't control that part. And it says the contract sometimes references sections, clauses that did not exist. It's a 2-year contract with no contract termination clause. Basically, yeah, more trust me, bro. They wanted VShojo's promises to provide VShojo's contract obligation to her, and also wanted payment deadlines. Once again, we operate on trust. As we know now, trust isn't worth jack squat because 10 months down the line, some creators have not been paid at all. Shailili wanted the payment to go to the bank account first, then her accountant she hired would allocate the money. And VShojo wanted the revenue first into their bank account, and they'd take their cut and then chain in the money to Shailili. Now we know that is a stupid move. Now we know that that would not have worked because they did not do that for Kson. They did not give Kson money. They did not give anyone else money. They kept the money in the bank accounts and they screwed them over. And they even kept charity money in the bank accounts and screwed them over. So they're screwing everybody whenever they could. That is the horrible part of the situation. Very glad that Shailili did not put any of this, did not go through any of this, did not actually do any of this. I'm very glad that they went and were smarter about the situation and made sure that she was not mistreated. And of course, this is it's crazy to see. It honestly is. It is way beyond what I expected. Way beyond anything that anyone could have ever thought would be happening. Now, one thing I do want to put out there is Starlight Daryl is a VTuber, a VTuber artist, I believe. They were working with VShojo. They were absolutely working with them and trying to get things done, trying to get things handled, and it didn't work out very well. So we're going to be talking about this one right now that I found out about yesterday. And here we go. Another little short section about Starlight Daryl. They are a VTuber music person, a composer. They've done Ironmouse's most recent music video, most recent opera thing that she's done, Myth's Bad Ending, etc. She's done a lot. They have done a lot of things. And, they've done Music Box. They've done other things here. They've talked about all these other things that have been happening in their whole, first let me find what I'm talking about first. Let's see, where is it? She talked about this yesterday. No, it's not time for tears. This is what it is. Here it is. Ooh, is Vortoxy blocked me? I want to see this. Want to see if I'm blocked live? Vortoxy. Let's see if I'm blocked live. Oh no, they protected their account. Never mind. They protected their account. They didn't block me. They protected their account. I was like, am I blocked live? Let's see it live, people. We're doing it live. It's gonna be a short one here. I'm not known for short moments, but this is going to be a short one here. Starlight Daryl did Music Box of Fate, did also things for Ironmouse, things like that. They are very well known in the sphere of composing music. They put this out yesterday when the whole thing happened with Ironmouse. They put it out that nowhere near what Mouse has experienced, nowhere near what she's going through, but for the past year, about year or so, she has been habitually late. The VShojo have been habitually late in paying me for commissions, sometimes leaving thousands of dollars out of my invoices unpaid for months at a time. Try to be patient, but knowing they were stealing charity money from Mousy while it was all happening makes me sick to my stomach. For clarification, I am fully paid as of present. thanks in large part to the talents and their immediate managers. I am, however, hearing that there are people who have still not been paid properly, such as Shiro Beats and others, to please give them their support. So Shiro Beats is another one here who has not been fully paid. This is the music artist as well. It says, I still remember when the guy VShojo who was in charge of us was too busy playing Fortnite and sending game invites instead of paying us or helping with project management. You can't make this stuff up. Bro was getting a full salary and still asked me for help with everything he did. Meanwhile, I wasn't even getting paid and was basically making this guy money for free. So yes, VShojo was screwy and they didn't even pay their contractors. They didn't even pay people who are doing art or commissions for them. This is even more scummy. And of course, they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. This really does suck. There's just so much stuff out here. It's going to be large video after large video after large video. I do apologize for those large videos out there. But, you have Starlight Daryl talking about, of course, the Ironmouse that they gave, $666. It's kind of a funny one. Funny number. But yes, it is sad that they didn't get paid. I'm not gonna make a video about this section here, but we are gonna talk about it. Speaking of VShojo, I remember at AX, I was at an after party and certain someone was trying to flex how he could arrange private meeting and greets with the creators behind the models. Never sat right with me because those creators even know you're exploiting, treating them like a party favors. And that is the thing. You have a lot of people who are nepotistic in there. I guess there was a lot of nepotism in there. A lot of people who are narcissistic in that company. It is shitty to see that. It is really bad, really disappointing to see people have to go through all of this. And of course, we are going to be taking a look at other things here. One other thing that I did want to put out there is Giga does talk about this, but I'm going to go through PIP UFO first, who is a VTuber here that you can see. And we're going to take a look at what they said on their Twitter account. On their Twitter, this is PIP UFO. PIP UFO is an English/Japanese VTuber living in, wherever she's living. She's going around Japan. I think she lives in Japan for overall. But one thing that I did want to mention here is something that she put out on her Twitter recently. She's been trying to find out the right words. One of the girls who passed the VShojo's auditions. After 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears, she thought she made it. Late nights, sacrificed everything. But after learning what happened to Mousy's charity funds, I couldn't in good conscience move forward with my contract. So she passed the auditions, the recent auditions, for the EN Sphere. So the auditions did happen. People did pass them. But she decided, you know what, screw this. I'm not going to be a part of this agency. I'm not going to give this agency any money, anything going on moving forward. So that is the big thing that I did want to mention here. We promised support, stability, all that kind of stuff. Turned down other opportunities because I believe this is one I didn't regret having hope. What hurts the most is losing the chance to debut alongside the most incredible, talented, kind, and hardworking girls. The girls who were already in there, and of course the guy, of course, being Kuro. I know some of you sense something has been off these past few months. I've been doing my best to smile through the storm, but truth is, it's been raining on me for a long time. You all been giving me so much love and support. I'm sorry I haven't been able to be the best. Working through my feelings, sweeping all this stuff up. Of course, please send your love to the VShojo talents and everything there. Of course, you have Raura, Mint Phantom, Tikajit, everybody, Miss Lala, Ruby Runeheart, Tori Orian, who I'm going to be speaking about probably at another point. They all are giving her support. It does suck that a organization that you thought was going to be someone helping you out didn't, and instead screwed you over. Now, of course, this is, it's a lot of information that I'm putting out there. I'm not going to be able to put everything into a video. I will try, but I can't put everything into a video, of course. We have here a little bit, Tori Orian, and who I'm going to be, of course, talking about right now. And let me first get you to here while it loads and stuff like that. So, of course, we will take a look at everything that goes on here. I will, of course, try to give you guys the best understanding that I have on this whole thing. Do my best. I will do my best. But Tori Orian has, of course, started talking about this. She went around for 10 minutes. But
This has been my experience with VShojo.
And here we go. We're gonna go over this in a little bit. But first, let me introduce you to who she is. Tori Orian, or Oriane, is a Phoenix VTuber. I play games that make you want to bash your head against the wall. They recently have posted out something, my experience with VShojo. She did, man, sorry gang, stream is canceled for today. Instead, they made a video. The video that they made was this. So let's talk about it.
This statement is meant to be a defense to share my story and what I've been through the past year, and hopefully as an opportunity to back up some of the other victims' experiences. My story is a small fraction of the hurt and positive others have endured, and I encourage you to send your love to them during this time. I will also be donating all money this video makes to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope you can listen to my experience. Thank you. In July of 2024, I submitted my application for VShojo for their public auditioning process.
So she was one of the ones.
A little over a month went by until their tweet went live stating that all applicants were reached out to. My callback email was received earlier that same day. From there, I went through almost 6 months of back and forth audition rounds. Inside of the auditioning process, most days there was only one staff member present, who later became the only staff member I had contact with my entire time signed with VShojo. Eventually in December, I was booked for a final meeting where I would be congratulated for passing the audition process and invited to join VShojo officially. I was told to start thinking about what kind of VTuber character I wanted to create, and I was told the spending budget that I'd be assigned for the model and debut. From here, my contact with VShojo moved to one-on-one Discord DMs. I received the talent contract, and a few weeks later, after consulting a lawyer, I signed the contract. I'm currently 7 months into that contract. At this time, I was asked not to stream under an indie account on the side. Initially, I was told that our onboarding process would begin a week after. So
here's the thing. The short and skinny of this whole thing. Of course, it goes on for 10 minutes, and of course, watch it, listen to it if you have the time. The same way that PFP was treated, the others were treated, they were led on for several months, told not to stream, told not to do this, and of course, after a while, you're gonna be like, well, if I'm not streaming here, why am I gonna be? Why can't I stream on my own? So a lot of them ended up streaming on their own. They never were onboarded. 7 months. 7 months since they passed the auditions. 7 months since they paid since they signed the contract. 7 months and still nothing. You don't do that. Usually you're given, okay, this is about the time that your guys are going to be debuting. Nothing has been happening. Because, why? Because they ran out of money. That's the big thing. And that sucks for her. It absolutely sucks for her. We're going to go over to something that someone has responded with. Shekai here says, so VShojo was about to cancel the upcoming debuts for the people who auditioned and passed last year due to financial issues. You're getting more embarrassing and pathetic than ever. Why even host auditions if you can't pay for your current talents? Info from Tori, who has passed the auditions, got led on for several months to a year, delay after delay, paid out of her own pocket, yet got told to not stream first, was allowed to do it after another delay, just to end up telling her the debut may get canceled. Please go support her. So she was allowed to stream eventually, but, you know, she was told, delay. As we now know, no one was paid in VShojo at all. It's really bad for everybody, honestly. Of course, give all these people support, and I do wish them the best. It is freaking, man. It's just wild what's going on here. There is so much information out there. There's so much stuff out there that I can't cover all of it. I will try to cover as much of it as I can, of course. But I can't cover every single thing, of course. So, we are going to take a look at Shoto as well. And so we're going to take a look at some stuff. And I'll try to end on a positive note if I can. And also we're going to look at Betty Bug, who also had some things to say. So Shoto was another one who was contacted from VShojo back in 2023. They didn't go through with it. They looked at the contract again, and they didn't go through with it at all. And, of course, we're going to take a look at things that are going on here. There's Laura, there's other people. A lot of people are talking about it. And, of course, I'm going to do my best to cover it in a short and concise way. So Shoto had that issue as well. Betty Bug is this bug VTuber here. Update, not graduation, takes it advanced for reading. Another one who was hit by the VShojo thing. Another one who was very excited to be a part of VShojo. Very excited to be a member of VShojo. And it's sad. She's saying, you know, to the few people of VShojo I was able to talk to, thank you for giving a chance to a bug like me. Hope everyone who hears about this news, even if you don't know me or watch me, can still send support to the VShojo girls. Both existing and gen mates, I'm sorry things turned out this way. Thank you to my bug bros and friends for always supporting me behind and being there for me. You guys are the reason why I am strong. So yeah. Also, be probably going live 4 p.m. EST, of course, with everything going on there. And yeah, give her some support. Absolutely give her some support. She was led on. She is basically, she requested to have the contract voided. But, you know, now that things are going on, I think everything will get voided. A lot of the big contracts are getting voided, so why won't this one get voided? Next, we're going to go with Ilara herself, talking about what's been going on and things such as that. Of course, my video will be out a bit later than usual because of the fact that this whole VShojo thing is happening. It is a lot later than I wanted to do things, a lot later than I wanted to get things done, etc. But we're gonna make do with what we got. So Ilara is, of course, a VTuber out here who has a lot of information, of course. It says, sucks, how could VShojo be this ridiculous? I don't know. 7 months. I had an onboarding process, a warehouse, 19 other people delayed us 1 day, and we all walked away. Exactly. But of course, in the VTuber world, like for example, onboarding, HoloLive does it too. It's about 3 to 6 months before you debut from HoloLive, Nidi Sanji. All the big ones do it that way. But with those, you're more secure, more like you are actually going to be going through that. You know, you are actually going to have that thing done and set. So it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to see. So yeah, it is freaking, everything is freaking going insane. Everything is going, it's just crazy, man. It just really is. It is wild to see all that kind of stuff happening. But let's take a look at this. Ilara, a VTuber, newstuber, like kind of like me, does some news stuff, does just basically gaming and that kind of thing. I wanted to share some information. She got some information that provides some context. Let's take a look here. Information comes from a connection to former VShojo staff, sources which remain anonymous. And the information given to me is provide context to everything. VShojo started downsizing and cutting staff to alleviate financial pressures. So they've been feeling this for a while. Many staff members were let go with less than 2 weeks' notice, and in some cases, only a few days. Anonymous sources were left in the dark about financial woes and were shocked by the sudden termination. They were unaware of the extent of the damage. Talents were upset with the sudden decision, which led to talents separating themselves from the company. Former staff is united in working against the upper echelons of VShojo as legalities proceed for payments. So a lot of people were left unpaid. Really, really bad. And of course, other people here, Podge, can corroborate this info. That's all I can say. Jesus, Frank the Tank. Other people curious at termination of staff or staff, quote unquote. Certain firings seem to be weird. Of course, other people said, so that could be one of the reasons why Zen left. It's just basically a lot of questions are being put out there because of this. But I did want to let you guys know a little bit more information. This has been going on for a long time, at least 10 months, according to Kson. They've been in financial troubles for a long time. And they've been robbing Peter to pay Paul, as I said many times before. So we are, of course, going to look at, because I think Berrybug actually put out a message on their Twitch. So let's take a look at that message real quick. Because I don't know if they're streaming right now. I think they are. They are streaming right now. But we want to take a look at the specific message that they put out. Which means I'm going to go back into their VOD area. In their videos area. And start from the beginning. Well, she doesn't have that stuff here. So let's see here. Not highlights. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. And I think it was like 6 minutes in where she started talking.
Stuff at all, but
Poor her, man. She's been
oh shit. This might have been not so good of an idea. But you guys might have seen an update to my Twitter and Blue Sky where I talked about I talked about how I was slated to join VShojo as a future generation, as a future talent.
This sucks, man.
I
And
was
of course,
signed
everyone's setting
in
your
the
hearts.
beginning of this year, and these are for people wondering, these are from the auditions. Sorry. Oh god. Sorry, I don't mean to be so shaky right off the bat. But yeah, these are from the auditions from last year. I think they were, right? Yeah, if my memory isn't bad. But yeah, these are from
They've
the
really
auditions.
screwed people over. Holy crap, man.
But
It really did hit the fan.
I passed them, and
Digital
I got
Vibes, it definitely
signed
did. Welcome back.
in
Welcome back, Digital
January.
Vibes.
And,
Sports company
after
sickens me. I
everything
support so
that
many
came
girls of
out,
VShojo, but they
I
didn't support the girls
decided
themselves.
to
Betrayal
void
is
my
so bad.
contract,
The
and,
fans of VShojo, for the fans of VShojo, and for the VTubers that are interested in the company, hope all the girls will stay close. If they go indie, I think they will stay close. I honestly do think they'll stay close. Whoever's responsible for defrauding so many people needs to be sued into oblivion. Oh, a lot of people are going to be suing. Yes, I did see Amamya Naza's tweets. I did see that. It is tough. The whole thing is tough.
basically ask for, to not be part of the company anymore. And as of today, I am no longer part of the company.
So yeah, that's what I wanted to get. And of course, she is... Poor her. She's been mistreated really badly. That sucks. You know what? Fuck it. I wasn't gonna make a section for her, but I'll make a section for her because like that's like really fucked up. Betty Bug is a VTuber, an indie VTuber, who has revealed here that she was gonna be a part of VShojo. They were stringing her along for so long. She was a part of the VShojo auditions that did go through. They were gonna be a part of it. And it was strung along again and again and again. After half a year of signing, they still didn't let her go through. They did let her continue her contract. They did let her end her contract, I think, eventually, which is what we're going to get to right now. This, of course, is her thing here. Let's hear it from her voice herself, of course. This is her on Twitch, and she is, of course, very sad about the situation. She started off crying, but let's hear this specific part, which is the part that I want you guys to hear.
Void my contract and basically ask for, to not be part of the company anymore. And as of today, I am no longer part of the company. And I'm really sad about the opportunities that I've passed up or that I will be missing. But at the same time, my experiences are only it's only a drop in the bucket, and
It really is.
it really hurts hearing
It does suck, man.
about every other person's experience and how people have been going through so much worse. And I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. Oh god, maybe this was a bad idea.
So we will leave it there. But yeah, she is no longer contracted with VShojo. She's no longer able, doing the things that she's doing. She's no longer going to be hurt by them anymore. So that is a positive thing happening right now. That is a positive thing that we can actually point to, see, and be like, yes, at least there is some good stuff happening. The girls, pretty much all the ones who are going to be a part of VShojo have talked, and they're pretty much doing their best to get out of those contracts. I don't think VShojo is going to keep them in there because VShojo is in serious, serious legal trouble. Let's see, and I know $180 isn't much, but I gave that to Mousie's last subathon because of the donation to the IDF, the Immunodeficiency Foundation. Knowing they get that money just pisses me off. Yeah, that pisses me off. But you know what? They're gonna get that money. They're already getting that money through the Tiltify, but they're gonna get that money back because that lawsuit is gonna be for that $500K because they used it to pay the talents instead of not to pay the talents, to pay their operating expenses instead of to pay what was supposed to be, going out there. That is absolutely bullshit. That is the worst thing you can do as a company. We are going to go a little bit faster paced with this one because this is kind of like what Giga is saying about the situation. Not like VShojo can even be bought. Yeah, no. It's not like Idol or any of those agencies that can be bought. This one is a little bit different. This one is, they are pretty much going to be done. They're pretty much not going to be a company anymore.
Yeah, I knew she was working on it. This is not like a sudden piece of news for me, but it will be for you guys. You guys know I have already left. I left on, what, June 27th, so I've been gone for a couple weeks. There have been a lot of things that have gone on in the background that I have been completely unable to talk about. Completely unable to say.
So she knew
I
about
wanted
it,
to,
but she
that's
wasn't able to
been,
talk about it.
Like, legally, just not a thing I should do. So finally, someone who is able to say those things has said them, and it's good. There is a lot more.
Oh, they're absolutely
there's
going to
a lot
file for
to be said,
bankruptcy.
but that is
Absolutely.
what can be said at this moment in time, especially because it's stuff that pertains to Mouse in particular, you know, so it's her situation that she can speak on. I'll just echo some of the stuff that she said in her video, but she posted a video on YouTube on it if you want to see. She feels very misled on a lot of things and has been misled. I will add, I've felt this way as well. Absolutely. I did also see a lot of writing on the wall of a lot of things, but until I felt I had solid reasoning to say this is true, I didn't want to move on anything, obviously. And then over time, I found out that certain things were in fact true, and I went, oh no, and decided to leave. Every decision gets made for really good reason. And I know I initially made a video saying I was leaving, and I tried to say really hard, really clearly, hey, this is just a small piece of what I can talk about. There are other reasons, but these are just the things I can say. I absolutely meant it when I said there's other stuff that I can't say, and that is, you know, this is some of it. This is some. Again, the word some. This is some of it. So I just feel really relieved because it's not stuff that I could say. The TLDR for some of the stuff that Nasa's revealed today, she is owed a significant amount of funds that she hasn't been paid. Okay, this is what she's revealing. I'm not going to talk about anyone else's situations. I'm just going to say this because this is what she's already said, and I don't want to out anything that I can't out, you know? But she's owed a significant amount of money. The IDF, the charity, the Immune Deficiency Foundation, that she always works with, and that we, I say we because we all did, plus her especially, however, her being the number one, have always fundraised for. There's a lot of funds that were held on her behalf for events that she did that she found out were not paid. The IDF is currently owed over $500,000 that
is
should
a
have
lot
been
of
paid to
money.
them. That wasn't, and she didn't know that. There's a lot of funds that were held on her behalf for events that she did that she found out were not paid. The IDF is currently owed over $500,000 that
That is
should
a
have
lot
been
of
paid to
money.
them. That wasn't, and she didn't know that. I don't think any of us knew that until recently.
Fucking did this. Oh, okay. We had a connection issue. Sorry for the delay. The issue. It was a weird connection issue. Sorry for that. It was a weird connection issue. I don't know why it did that, but yeah, it did that. Sorry about that.
One of those
Let's
things
continue.
that if I knew there was some sort of issue, maybe I could have done something, right? Like maybe we could have worked on it, but we just thought it was paid, you know? So I don't even know. I'm not going to point any specific fingers. Something I ask is that you don't point specific fingers at specific people if they're not being directly mentioned or anything
Is it
like
still
that.
in the room
All
with
we can
us?
do is address it as
Maybe.
the company
Maybe.
as a whole or anything like that, you know? But
It's all my fault.
I just
Feel
want to
bad.
say that much, like. There you go. But, you know, I'll just say, like, there's a reason that when I left, I was like, I'm going to miss my manager, right? And I love my members. Like, there's a reason. Okay? That's really what it is. There's more that needs to be given time before she can say more, before we can say more. There might be some things that I don't know if we'll get to speak on. I really don't know. And everything is unfolding. And, you know, if anyone has seemed a little busy from our group, if anyone has seemed a little, you know, they're not streaming a little bit as much or something like that, just know that there's reasoning for that. And they may not be able to talk about it, you know? But yeah, it's rough. I don't know. I don't want to assume anyone's capable of such things. Me neither. This all has been really, like, so incredibly shocking to find out. And it sucks because each time I find out a new thing relating to this or similar, I'm, like, not even surprised anymore. Like, it's shocking, yet I could picture it, which is horrible. The fact that I can picture that is horrible, you know? So I'm just, yeah. I would like to say more. I just don't want to say anything outside of what she said here. Legally, you know, people could get themselves in weird situations depending on what they say. So I think the best a lot of us are going to be able to do is just echo things that are already said, and that's kind of it, you know? I would love to. I would love to, man. I really would, but I have to be careful, obviously. But yeah, as of right now, Mouse is independent as well. And I'm relieved. Like I said when I started talking about this, I'm really relieved because this is stuff that I was like, I sure wish I could say this, but, you know, not really the person to do it for sure. So I'm relieved because I would love to sit here. This whole time I've been thinking for months, like I would love to sit here and just be like, yep, that happened, but you know, what can you do? And we're still figuring out a lot about the situation, so please don't bother anyone asking for details because there's a lot that is not
There's a
fully
lot of
sorted out
stuff
yet,
out
you
there
know?
that,
It's tough. I don't know, I just feel
you
bad
can't
for her
really-
because, like, her
really-
main
really
thing was
fix or
putting
anything
trust
like
into people to help her and getting promised up and down, you know, yeah, we're here to help you and we want to do things for you and we want to work together, etc. And then having a situation like this happen, it's not just the charity money, she herself as well is owed a ton of money just on her own end, not even related to that, you know? To find out that all of this is happening is just it's really tough for her. Besides her, yes, she also mentions there's a lot of other stuff that's going on that is just, you know, we're figuring out, and you know, we'll see how it all pans out. That's all. Am I owed any money? I can't talk too much on anything. Look, anyone who hasn't gotten their legal situation figured out is still figuring stuff out. Okay,
That's
I'm not
the
gonna
thing,
make
of
any
course,
crazy
yeah.
claims of anything. For me,
That's the
I've
issue.
talked a bit on stream about what I can say. I've done everything I can to make sure I end up in the best position possible. I guess there will absolutely be some things that just won't work out the way I want or the way I'd like. There will absolutely be things that I will do instead. I'll tell you right now, like, one of the reasons I've mentioned the merch several times is because I've thought about, like, well, no matter what happens, maybe I can at least, like, send a truck and pick up stock that I had or something, you know? Right? Like, maybe I could do that. I don't know. But, you know, I'm still figuring stuff out. I don't know exactly about her scenario. I think she's probably
This
still
is an
figuring stuff out
amazing.
based off of my
This is like
situation.
a crazy, crazy fucking disaster. So yeah, she talks about a bit about it. She continues to go and talk a little bit more. Right now, we're gonna go over someone else who was in apparently a contract, which is Momo from Mythic, and she goes on here. Of course, we're going over a bit of the Momo from Mythic. Another VTuber who was in a bad contract with VShojo a long time ago was Momo. Now she's with Mythic Talent. She says, I guess I'm glad now, considering back in 2019, I spent almost 2.5 years spiraling out about myself, my self-worth in the entertainment world and in my friendships, all because I signed a 2-year contract with VShojo, spent a bunch of money and time to prepare, only for them to turn around and tell me they were re-evaluating their business and that I could reapply in the fall when they were doing tryouts. Hope VShojo Talent get what they're owed. Hearing all this, just heartbreaking. Shame on VShojo. So they, in 2019, were going to be part of, one of the people joining in VShojo, joining as a part of the EN side of VShojo, and they ended up getting screwed. They signed a 2-year contract, so that would have ended in like 2021. They spent a lot of money to prepare, everything like that, and they were told in 2019, yeah, no, we're not going to work with you. We're reevaluating things. Things are not going to work the way it was, blah, blah, blah. That's not good. So you have Fifi, giving sadness. Man, this hurts me to read. I'm sorry this happened to you, Momo. Mark goes out, everyone affected by VShojo. The thing is like this. VShojo, it's like, it's all business to them. But for everyone else being affected, it hurts. You feel like you don't matter. You feel like it's like you're just like some random dude out there that they don't care about. And that is the issue. They're hurting people. It's not just, random individuals out there. They're hurting actual human beings. So yeah, things like that are kind of what I wanted to go over as much as I could. Of course, I'm not going to be able to go over everything that's out there. I'm not going to be able to go over everything. VShojo's pretty much dead. I'm not going to lie to you. VShojo's pretty much dead at this point. And like people that were with them for a while, people that were thinking of doing things with them, are no longer working with them. 500K, Tiltify, 500K. So they've reached 500K. So now we have confirmation that they have their money back. Yeah, even the Nova Girls, everyone is gone. Everyone is gone. Tim Zhang from Vite Ramen is out here. And of course, he has his piece that he wants to say. Quiet as I feel this attention should go to supporting those who are affected. Gonna ask everyone's opinion. I never wanted to handle a situation before. My language is going to be a little stiff. I'm being autistic. I'm autistic too. I'm bad. I'm highly functioning autistic, but I do understand the things that autism reaches. Does mean I generally have an existing study playbook on how to react and respond to certain situations. I'm the same way as an autistic person. I fully understand that. So much acceptable. This is an unprecedented situation. There's far too many of these lately, so I wanted to ask what we should do. Originally, we were going to release a trailer announcement for collaboration with an indie VTuber. Considering this situation, we immediately put that on brakes. Scheduling is difficult, however, so if we delay too long, things won't work out. A lot of things need to be rescheduled months later. Be incredibly difficult on us. I say they continue. Curse of Climate was the right thing to do. Some people have said that they could use some good news and fun, but I also don't want it to seem like we're just ignoring everything that's going on. We're taking advantage of it. Today seems like not a good day, but what about happens tomorrow? Maybe wait a week. Wait a week. I'm not sure what to do. Could use some advice on the opinions. Agree with others are saying holding off probably a good move, but I think you should release it tomorrow or the next day. Unless another nuke goes off, it will be a good thing to look forward to. Push ahead, yes. Give it a couple days. Like, today is not a good day. Today is absolutely not a good day because everyone's leaving. Everyone's, you know, getting fucked over, etc. Today's not a good day. So, you know, it is a thing that it's best handled as you bit by bit. I know as an autistic person myself, yes, he's right. We usually have a playlist, we have a list going on in our heads, or even a booklet that says, okay, in these situations, this is the best way to act, because our brains, the way that we're wired as autistic people, especially socially inept autistic person like I am, you don't know how to process these things. And I can understand from his point and the point of the VTuber. The indie VTuber that they're doing this for does not deserve to get things pushed back too far. This is not their fault. It's not the CEO of Vita Ramen's fault. Not any of their fault. Push ahead. Of course, give them about a day or two, you know, ask the VTuber as well what they want to do. It's like, you can't stop positive news from happening. You shouldn't stop positive news from happening. You should be able to continue to have positive news and continue to have positive things, continue to bring happiness to people, bring happiness to everyone that you can. And the reason I say that is because right now we need happiness. Right now we need some good stuff. But yeah, it's like the only time to push the brakes is if, like someone down there was saying, if it's VShojo themselves. If it's actually VShojo themselves that you were doing it with, put the brakes, cancel it, whatever, because of the whole thing that's going on, reputational harm. If it's an indie VTuber, I truly, truly don't feel that anything should be pushed back. I don't feel anything should be pushed back beyond like another day or two. Maybe if you want, wait till the weekend. If you think things aren't going to blow over immediately, wait till the weekend. Wait till, you know, things get a little better. But do not allow a company like VShojo, do not allow a said company to do this to you, to hurt you in this way. Because that way, they're like, if you let them win this way and you actually stop the whole thing or stop it for too long, then they, in their shittiness, have ruined things. You know, in their shittiness, they've ruined everything. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at another thing real quick because, of course, I know some of you might leave at some point, but we are gonna continue with what we can see, what we can do here, and of course, I will see. Let me just put it out on a different one. So yeah, it's wild, man. It's just like, I never honestly expected this to happen. But we are going to, of course, go over a couple of things here in regards to what is going on here. Let me see. Oh, there we go. I got the wrong one. Sorry, it's Sly Performer, not Sky Performer. Sly Performer. My bad. And of course, this is. I know a lot of you guys are about as shocked as I am when it comes to this whole thing. We have this popping out right now, which is a little bit of, like I said, what they've been talking about. Real quick. Here we have Sly Performer saying, if I had a nickel for recent time, a large entertainment company destroyed itself by pocketing a bunch of money. It's meant for charity. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but I'm surprised it happened. I got into the news tubing thing with Gerard Khalil. He is something, the Open Hands Foundation, I believe it is what's called. They were caught pretty much as someone who is someone who did pocket a lot of money for the Open Hands Foundation. So they did that, and now, you know, VShojo's done that. So a lot of people are like, damn, it's the same shit, different day. Same shit, this time with VTubers. So yeah. I also want to go with, I think it's called Shuffling Jesus. I think it is this one, yes. Jesus one there. It says, you are enough, you are loved. It says, Jesus follows VTubers, is that an issue? Heading to VShojo right now, this one's for Ironmouse, Crusade, 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 Crusade. A lot of things here. It says, I'm going Old Testament, now artists haven't been paid. I can only imagine how Ironmouse feels. Yeah, he's going Old Testament on their asses, apparently. Which is going to be an interesting thing, of course. More info comes out about VShojo hasn't paid other talents besides stealing some from Ironmouse. I'm just at a loss for words. I try to be a positive light here. Times are tough, but this one is hard. I love you all. Please support the talent, especially the IDF, the Immunodeficiency Foundation. Keep this talent in your thoughts. Lord knows how much fallout we are having through right now. Apologize for my anger yesterday. The whole Ironmouse situation has me upset. How can you steal money from a charity, especially one that means so much to Mouse and the community? That is the big issue that people are having. It's, okay, you don't pay your talents, you're a shitty company. You don't pay your talents, maybe you can get things working properly to eventually pay your talents. But taking the money from a charity to try to pay off your bills, robbing Peter to pay Paul, it's very appropriate now that this Jesus person is here, robbing Peter to pay Paul is a saying where basically you rob one side to pay the other side. And that is what is happening now. That is what is being seen now. And it is very unfortunate that something like this is happening. There's not much more that can be said, really, when it comes to these things. There's not much more that can be done, said, etc. when it comes to these things. So it is scummy. It is the bottom of the barrel type shit. It is really stuff to see. It's a professional stream. RT, from reading the articles describing Ironmouse, I get the impression that it is a token. Jesus Christ, if people paint her as that is not good. Because she's not. She's much more than her deficiency, immunodeficiency. Oh, they all left. They all left when they could. They all freaking pretty much today, everyone left. Lara. But Horse, yeah, some people can see that, see Ironmouse as that. I don't, and a lot of the community doesn't see her by what she has, but more by the type of person that she is. VShojo is pretty much done. Pretty much done. Yeah, it's pretty much done. They're broke. They don't have any money. They robbed the charity of the 500K in order to pay their bills. And that was pretty much verified by a VShojo CEO. The quote-unquote JP CEO. Didn't Ironmouse meet with Congress really recently, so I'm sure that she could easily get behind her back. Oh no, yeah, she has a lawyer. She has a lawyer suited soldier. So she is going to be suing them, absolutely. She has that lawyer. That lawyer knows what they're doing and is in fact going to be doing as much as they can in this whole situation, of course. It is really tough. And of course, I still have to put out a video. I'm going to do what I can to do that. It's going to be out way later than I normally expected because I need to edit and do all that kind of stuff. So it is going to be a lot longer. Expect like a 30 some odd minute video, just like I did yesterday. Probably more. I'm probably, if it goes beyond, I'm going to try not to make it go beyond 30 minutes. If it goes too much beyond 30 minutes, then I will, of course, shorten it up and put, a second part of it. For other parts, like I'll put the most important parts, like the the VShojo talents, that type of thing, that type of stuff that people want to see more than the other side stuff. The other side stuff I can put it in other videos, but the main important thing is it's all here on this section here. It's in this. You can look at the VOD. Luckily, I do have DVR on, so what that means on YouTube is that you can go back. You can go back and see whatever I said an hour ago, 2 hours ago when I started the stream. You can start from the very beginning, have me at 2.0 or 1.5 to get past everything and watch me there. Because I do know some people are just popping in here. They just popped in here. VShojo is hemorrhaging money somewhere because what the F do you mean you can't afford to pay your staff and talents? I think they paid, here's what I'm thinking. Here's my thoughts on it. They were paying themselves too much. I think they were paying themselves too much, Gaijin. The talents to their models when they can't. No, since the talents already have their models are theirs, their IPs are theirs, they're going to continue, but as indies, Lyra, pretty much. Once the company's out of money, there's no money to collect it. They're probably just chapter 9. I hope there's some way to get some money back. I hope. YouTube goes down the long road. It's no secret. Did he get terminated? She terminated the contract. The announcement was today. I always assume Amalee is the last to gather info. So her being last to leave isn't surprising to me. Hope there's still enough people out there that can trust companies. I mean, FaZe Connect so far hasn't shown any negativity. FaZe Connect so far hasn't shown anything to show that they are, doing bad things, that they are doing bad stuff. That anything negative is happening, of course. What I do want to do is, for those who don't know, of course, I do have a Twitch for those on the YouTube side. Of course, those who are on the Twitch side already freaking know. They already know what the fuck is happening. But I do want to show you guys a little bit of me on the Twitch side here. Just a reminder. Well, of course, if I go to myself, then I'm freaking streaming on Twitch. But this is, of course, my Twitch here that I will... Shameless plug, shameless plug. And of course, if you guys like the content here, I do news content every single day. Usually 30 minutes to an hour, usually. This is my my channel. Of course, I am currently streaming on there. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of that. And of course, thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. Don't think anyone got terminated. They just quit. All saw VShojo employed after 24 hours. FaZe Connect isn't a VTuber company. They're a coffee company with VTubers that advertise the coffee. That's Sad Girl Company, of course. It doesn't matter to most people. I just saw a stream of someone who has never directly talked about the VTubers on their channel until going to great lengths about how you would never trust them, never trust companies. It's like Red Bull. They do athletic competitions, just happen to sell energy drinks. It's a great coffee company, yes. FaZe Connect keeps on winning. So yeah, this is just, if you guys want to see on the Twitch side as well, you guys can take a look at the Twitch side. It's pretty much the same as here. The only difference is that the Twitch side does have some stuff regular. And of course, this sounds wrong. This may sound wrong, but I do want to see if I can get to 2K by the end of, well, not the end of July, but probably by August at some point. So I would appreciate it if, even if you don't watch there and you prefer to watch on YouTube, just a follow and maybe a lurk during those times would be good. That's up to you, of course. Fully up to you. I'm not really trying to guilt trip you into anything like that. But, well, people follow your history. Yeah, people do follow the history. And there's some serious history going on with these people right now. It really does fucking suck. I really absolutely hate it. And what I'm going to be doing right now, the internet is on fire. Yes, it is. FaZe Connect does keep on winning. But yes, the internet is on fire right now. What I want to do right now is I'm going to send you guys to not people that are doing this. Because I want you guys to... Thank you guys for lurking. Anybody who does, whether on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. I'm going to send you guys to someone who is just doing random shit. Not someone who is doing any of this stuff because, well, to be honest, it gets tiring. You guys have been here for 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm not going to be doing my afternoon stream today, unfortunately, because this has kind of worn me out. And today is usually the day that I relax. But today, this just freaking happened. Have Nana Salad? Okay. Nana Salad, let me take a look at Nana Salad. They are... we'll go there. If you guys want to take a look at Nana Salad, of course, you guys can. They are doing Luto. You don't... Look, what I always say is when you guys... when I send you guys to whoever I do... This is on the Twitch side, of course. When I send you guys to wherever I do... No requirement to even go. No requirement to follow. No requirement for anything. It is just me sending you somewhere where you guys can relax, where you guys can have fun, where you guys can enjoy yourselves. From Austria, we know the Red Bull family. Red Bull is way better. Thai Red Bull, I've heard, is way better, yes. Because that was like a medicinal thing. Never trust a company. Business is ruthless. Will Ninja Sanjita members be next? We don't know. I watched all the others before. Sakana RPG, your competitors are on fire. What do? The news keeps on coming, and I'm probably like, unless some huge thing happens... Later on, I'm probably not going to be, I probably am switching, the morning and afternoon ones. So I'm doing morning one instead of afternoon. We'll see how I feel in the afternoon. If I feel like it, I'll do it because usually on these days, I have a lot of stuff that I need to do outside of this business stuff, whatever. And I usually try to do that. So let me find you somewhere on the YouTube side, of course, to send you guys to. And we will send you to, let's see who's open and available right now. Of course, it's going to be Rima and others who are doing the content, but it's going to be the same stuff that I am doing right here. So you know what? Let's send you to Doki Bird. She's doing Epic Mickey Refurbished. Let's send you to Doki Bird. See you later. Hopefully, I may not be able to stream. I may not be able to stream later on. Like I said, it depends on how I feel. This wore me out quite a bit. I'll be honest with you. It depends on how I feel. So it could be that I'll show up. Could be that I don't. Could be that I won't be able to do it. Could be that I will. We will see how that goes. Of course, take care. Everybody take care. We've already switched over to Nana Salad on the Twitch side, as you can see here. And we are going to be able to send you guys over to Doki Bird right now. Take care. Be well. Take a rest. These times are very trying times. Take a rest. Take some time off. Take a breather if you need it. I know a lot of you will. I know I do. So take a breather. Nothing wrong with that. Love each and every one of you guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing for being here. I do thank you so much. I am sorry that you had ads forced on you. It's YouTube. YouTube will do that whether I like it or not. Of course, don't bring negativity to Doki. Don't mention the whole thing that's happened to Doki. Just enjoy her and enjoy her content. That's the main thing I'll have to say. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Love you guys. Thank you guys for being here, even at a time that I usually don't stream and talking about this stuff. Really appreciate you. I will see you guys next time. This is Salvi going out and wishing you the best of days, the best of times, continued health, and everything up above. Appreciate you so much. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.